High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown Bowers, touchdown Bowie!
Out of the stretch. Sky towards left center field. The wind is carrying it. Is it gone? It is! Jackson Irons with a 2-run shot over the left center field fence. He'll plate Wharton, and it's 6-4. There's still an insurance run that is about to get driven in on this base hit. Flores delivers the insurance run. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Miralrio has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
Good evening, fans. It's game day in Southeast Arlington, Texas, and Zap has the action you're looking for. Broadcasting live, it is Texas High School Baseball, presented by John Wade Roofing. The pregame show is coming right up, right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to the ballpark at Bowie for tonight's District 8-6A action between the Bowie Volunteers and the South Grand Prairie Warriors. Welcome to the booth here at the ballpark at Bowie. I'd like to welcome my partner for this evening, Jot Holly, fresh off the airplane from a little R&R. Jot, welcome to the game tonight.
I don't know if you ever call it R&R, fresh off the airplane. It seems like vacations cause more damage than good. Still a little sore, still a little jet lagged, but I'm here to watch good old baseball.
We're excited to bring you these two playoff teams finishing up the action here in District 8-6A. Bowie Volunteers clinched a playoff berth last Friday at Lamar High School by beating the Lamar Vikings in 8 innings, 4-0. They got a little bonus baseball last Friday night, and it took that long to put 4 runs on the board for Bowie Volunteers. And for the first time in 13 years, Jot, since 2013, what year was it, Yachty? 2013. 12 years was the last time Bowie went to the playoffs. And we were very excited to be there for that action and glad to be back here tonight. South Grand Prairie, also a playoff team. Now we're just waiting on the seeding. And, you know, if Bowie wins tonight, they could take a tie for second place. in the district action.
If they get a win, that's what you want. It's different in baseball than it is with football. Where how football has small school, big school. Baseball, it's the top four teams is all that matters. For Bowie, you want to get a win, you get a better chance at a lower ranked team from a different district. If you end up 3 or 4, playing a powerhouse team, you might end up playing Jesuit, playing Allen, team like that. If you get a if you get a 1 or 2 seed, looks like Arlington might lock up the 1 seed if they can win out over at Martin High School. But for Bowie, if you get a 2 seed, it makes things a lot different. You can play closer to home, play on your schedule.
Yeah, the number one team atop the district is Arlington High right now, and they have their destiny in their own hands as they go in and against their bitter rival, the Martin Warriors. Martin's had a bit of a down year. It doesn't look like they have any chance at making the playoffs this year for the first year in decades. But Arlington's looking to keep that number one seed, and like you said, go against the lower seed in the opposing district. Bowie comes in tonight with an overall record of 19-8. They are 8-4 in district coming into tonight's action. South Grand Prairie is coming in with an overall 17-7 record. They're at 9-3 in second place right now in District 8-6A. Bowie is tied with Lamar for third place at that 8-4 district. So, the action that we saw last week, we mentioned that Bowie played Lamar to win into the playoffs. They lost on this Tuesday night game last week.
Yeah, last Tuesday I was here by myself calling the game. It was a very close game. A costly error in the third inning with 2 outs kind of put the game out of reach for Bowie. They weren't able to get the bats going in a loss. It was 5-1. The one didn't matter at the very end. It was late in the sixth inning. But they got to get the bats going tonight differently than they did last Tuesday when they were here versus Lamar.
Yeah, and then Friday night was the big game we mentioned where they beat Lamar on Lamar's ball field in 8 innings to get into the playoffs. First time since 2013. Very excited for them. We've got umpires on the field. We got coaches meeting at home plate. Some highlights for South Grand Prairie. Their series last week was against Haltom, and they beat Haltom 10-0 on Tuesday night, and beat Haltom again on Friday night 9-3 for a sweep of the Buffaloes. And then they played a non-district game against Mansfield Timberview on Saturday, and came up on the short end of that one. Did South 10-5. So they're looking to bounce back tonight. And John, we wanted to take just a moment and mention that there is a little bit of heartache associated with the South Grand Prairie team. I talked to Coach Yelda before the game and got his permission to share that one of their players, we're going to keep his name anonymous for respect for the family, but one of their ball players on the varsity team was injured in an accident last night, a car-related accident, and he is in serious condition, said Coach Yelda. And I went over and talked to him and said, all of us at Zach Arnold Productions think of South Grand Prairie as a part of our family here in the 8-6A district, and that we were very concerned about the young man and the family and the team. And the team is a family. And there's a great contingent here from South Grand Prairie tonight. I haven't seen this many fans for the opposing side at an away ballpark in quite a while. And so this is really affecting the South Grand Prairie community. And we just wanted to let them know we are very, very concerned. I talked to some of the parents on the way back from talking to the team and let them know how concerned we were. We want to ask you, if you are able, go to the Zach the Voice socials on Facebook, Instagram, X, and look for Zach the Voice, at Zach the Voice is all the socials. And we have posted the GoFundMe account for this young man. They have a great need for medical expenses that are ongoing right now. And so if you're able, go check out the GoFundMe account and donate as your ability dictates. So just keep the South Grand Prairie family in your prayers throughout the night and the coming days.
Yes, keep them in your prayers. The team. This is where the team rallies together. It's a little bit different in different sports. In football, you play with that emotion. You play with the emotion as you go out there. In baseball, you still have to kind of keep your mind collected, keep yourself calm and cool, even through a tough time like this. So this is where your brothers out on the baseball field. They're gonna rally behind you. They're gonna be with you in spirit and in mind. He's gonna be there thinking of you. You can be there thinking of him. So you got to keep yourself together though as you play in a crucial game like this. But these are your teammates for life. I know I've had plenty of teammates that have been teammates for life for me as a former athlete when I go into Arlington High. That 15 years later, there's still people that are in my life I think about all the time. So we have tragedies like this. You just keep everybody in your mind, the parents, the team, the player, and hope that he recovers and makes a full recovery to live another great day tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, fans, that is going to bring to conclusion the pregame show brought to you by Chapman Cornelius. The pregame show is presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. The Chapman Cornelius pregame show brought to you tonight. We're entered the Golden Pipes of Yachty Pagan is introducing the lineup for South Grand Prairie. John, let's go through the defensive positions for the Bowie Volunteers tonight as we get started here. At first base, Brody Ferguson. At second base, Roberto De Leon. At third base, Christian Uribe. At shortstop, Isaiah Henderson. Left field, Alex Rojas. Center field, Jackson Turner. And right field, Jason Wheeler. The battery for the Volunteers tonight, Roberto De Leon is the catcher, and on the bump for the Volunteers, Roman Ortega.
And now, here's the starting lineup.
Official lineup starting for the Bowie Volunteers. We'll go through their starting batting for the South Grand Prairie Warriors. We'll go through the Volunteers lineup when they're ready for their half of the inning here. Leading off for South Grand Prairie, number 3, Ruben Carranza, playing third base for them. Batting second, number 14, Robert Martinez, the shortstop. Batting third, number 10, Dalen Brooks, the center fielder for South Grand Prairie. Batting fourth, cleanup, the number 17, Angel Arpero, the first baseman. Batting fifth, number 21, Zach Shepler, the pitcher. Batting sixth for the Warriors, number 25, Jake Ross, the left fielder. Batting seventh, number 29, Giovanni Orozco, the second baseman. Batting eighth, number 16, Julian Guerrero, the catcher. And rounding out the order, batting ninth, number 27, Brandon Mountcastle, the right fielder for the Warriors tonight. So Carranza, Martinez, Brooks, Arpero, Shepler, Ross, Orozco, Guerrero, and Mountcastle, the batting lineup for the South Grand Prairie Warriors. John, it's a beautiful night for baseball here as we look at the field. The Volunteers are wearing a white-on-white uniform with a big block buoy across their chest. And the Warriors are dressed in white pants with a bright yellow jersey and their red ball caps as the Volunteers come out on the field and introduce their reserves. It's about 80 degrees out here, and there's a very slight breeze blowing in from center field. At this point, we're going to turn it over to the Golden Pipes of Yachty Pagan for a tribute to our nation with the national anthem.
Honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Thank you, Yachty Pagan, and the playing of the national anthem. And I'll speak for the umpires and say, play ball.
And it's a good night to play ball. It's warm. It's a lot warmer here than it was on my last current destination about 12 hours ago. But if that sun is slowly going down behind us, it's gonna be a good day. Good crowd from South Grand Prairie. They had made the trip. This is my second chance to see them this season. I saw them earlier this season versus Arlington High at a game at Arlington that was the Dust Bowl, I believe. And Zach Schipler on the mound, he does pitch to contact. So if Bowie is able to get something going to against a pitcher that pitches to contact, you can't leave the bat on your shoulders. You got to swing at anything that's reachable. The 1 through 5 in your lineup, they're the ones that get things going for Bowie. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Those are the ones that got to step up. Every once in a while, you have a good game from Rojas, who have two, you go 2 for 3 like he did a few Fridays ago. But 6 through 9, you need production out of that. You got something out of it on Friday at Lamar late in the game. Brody Ferguson was able to step up and get an RBI. But as you get going, especially getting to the playoffs, 1 through 9's got to be what you can rely on to get you a playoff win and work your way as far as you can to state.
Absolutely. One of the things you begin to think about in the back of your mind in these playoff series, it's a best 2 out of 3. And so you know who your 1-2 pitchers are. Who's your number 3 pitcher should you have to go 3 games? That's the question. And we may see if the game gets in hand with one team or the other, we may see some extra pitching tonight just to try out some of those third pitchers.
We've seen some games. Brody Ferguson comes in late in game as a closer. I saw him versus Sam Houston. He came late in game. The defense let him down. Same versus Arlington. He came in. He started the game. He played great versus Arlington in relief. That was the game Isaiah Henderson was DHing because he hurt his knee. The defense let him down there, so the defense has to step up for Ferguson on the mound when he gets the chance to pitch for Ortega tonight. Ortega pitches to contact. He does have some stuff to strike you out, but it's not like Isaiah Henderson where he's pitching for 10 to 12 strikeouts a game. Ortega's going to get you a solid 3 or 4 strikeouts. He might give up a walk or two, and he is known to give up a run in the first or second inning. After that, everything starts shutting down for Ortega. The defense has to continue to get him going. Last week, Tuesday here, Ortega was on the mound pitching a gem. Gave up 1 run early, settled down, a third inning error, kind of threw the game out for him. So the defense today has to step up and let the pitchers show that they can work for something towards the playoffs.
All right, Jot, we're ready for first pitch. Ruben Carranza leading off for South Grand Prairie. Robert Martinez on deck. Dana Brooks in the hole. First pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. Strike 1.
First pitch swinging already.
Roman Ortega on the mound, number 7. Getting a new baseball. That one was kind of pounded into the dirt at the plate and wants to trade balls here.
Oftentimes when you have a batter first pitch swinging on the first pitch of the game, that means either they see something on tape of Ortega that they want to look for, or the batter is going up there with no type of consciousness of what they're looking at.
That one pitch is a little bit high. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike here to Carranza. Leading off the ball game tonight here. Sun's starting to set here at the ballpark at Bowie. It's going to wreak havoc with the left side of the infield and the left and center fielders as the sun continues to drop. 1-1 pitch here from Ortega. Catches that inside corner for strike 2.
Good 1-2 pitch, working on the inside of the plate, staying over. Now you have all you can work with on a 1-2 count. Try to stretch outside and get him to swing.
1-2 pitch from Ortega. Curveball swung on and missed. That's a strikeout. Roberto De Leon drops it at the plate, but is able to go tag Carranza as he walks away. And that's a first out of the inning, first out of the game, and a strikeout for Ortega.
Good job, Ortega. Ortega saw that Carranza was going to swing at the first pitch. He's swinging throughout the at-bat. He knew that he had something in the arsenal. Carranza's not going to catch.
That brings up Robert Martinez. Ortega comes set in the first delivery. Swung on and flared to right field. Wheeler coming on to make the catch easily. That'll be a fly out to left to right field and the second out of the inning. 1 pitch, another out there. 2 outs here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up Dalen Brooks for South.
Just give a shout out to the Martinez family. They're avid listeners of games that Zap covers versus South Grand Prairie, versus when we played them versus Arlington earlier this season. The Martinez family was listening, so if they're listening again, I just want to give you a shout out. Robert Martinez III. He's a good kid out there at shortstop.
First pitch to him. First pitch to Brooks is a swinging strike. Always love when fans from all teams listen in to Zach Arnold Productions and cheer their team on. If you are a subscriber to the YouTube channel, get in the chat. That ball shot down to third base. It's a fair ball down into the corner. Alex Rojas giving chase as Brooks rounds first and steams into second with a stand-up double. Shot that ball, a hot shot just inside between the third baseman Uribe and the bag, and it went all the way to that coffin corner.
Yeah, Brooks put a lot of power behind it. Uribe wasn't going to be able to get a play on it. That's why they call it the hot corner. Everything stayed inside. It worked its way down to the left field corner.
That'll bring up the 4-hole hitter, Angel Arpero, the first baseman for the Warriors, with a runner in scoring position now and 2 outs in the inning. Early action here in the top of the first from the ballpark at Bowie. We did switch venues because of the threat of rain. Came to Bowie tonight on the natural field. First pitch is fouled off. We were originally scheduled to play at South tonight, but because they have an all-turf field and the potential for rain, the coaches decided to flip fields, play on the natural turf here tonight, and if it's wet, be able to get the game in on Friday at South. That's the plan anyway. 1 strike at the plate. Ortiz takes a look at second and comes home. Flare, foul ball, hit to the right side and out of play. Ortega up 0-2.
A lot of carry deep into the bullpen. That's like can't even hit the opposite foul ball, but he had some power behind it.
Yeah, Arpero just swinging a little bit late on that ball from Ortega. No balls and 2 strikes though. Takes a look at Brooks at second and comes home. That ball's fouled back to the fence behind the plate. Count will stay 0-2. Zach Scheffler, the on-deck batter, comes out to retrieve that foul ball. We'll get a new baseball out to Ortega and come set. And we're ready for another 0-2 pitch. A little bit high, says the umpire. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ortega takes a look at Brooks at second. 1-2 pitch home. Swung on and hit out to second base. De Leon picks it up, throws to first, and we are done. That'll end the top of the first inning for the Warriors. We'll head to commercial and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com. If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Ika Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Ika features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Ika at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Welcome back to live action here at the ballpark at Bowie. No score from the top of the first inning. Heading to the bottom of the inning and the Volunteers' first time at bat. Let's remind you of the Volunteers' batting order. Leading off, Jackson Turner, the center fielder. Batting second, Christian Uribe, the third baseman. Batting third, Isaiah Henderson, the shortstop. Batting fourth, Roman Ortega, the pitcher. Batting fifth, Brody Ferguson at first base.
Battery for South Grand Prairie.
Batting sixth, Jason Wheeler, the right fielder.
Guerrero.
Batting seventh, Roberto De Leon, the catcher. Batting eighth, Andrew Vega, the second baseman. And batting ninth, Alex Rojas, the left fielder. So leading off this bottom of the first inning, Turner leading off, Uribe on deck, Henderson in the hole. Pitcher for South Grand Prairie Warriors is Zach Shepler. Scott, you mentioned him in the first inning. Shepler's got some good stuff, doesn't he?
Shepard's got good stuff. The thing is, he does pitch to contact. He's not a strikeout pitcher like Isaiah Henderson for Bowie. But Shepler, as their ace, he knows that his defense behind him is very good, very efficient. So he will pitch to contact, and he will want his middle infield to do a lot of the dirty work for him. So if the Bowie's able to get something out of the infield, they can get some good run production. He leads off here with Turner.
His first pitch is a curveball that does not break into the strike zone for ball one.
And if you want to talk about the perfect model of a leadoff hitter, Jackson Turner, multiple triples this year. He has speed to get around the base pass, and he can do anything you ask him to do to lead a lineup off.
That ball swung on and fouled to the Warrior dugout on the left side for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to leadoff batter Jackson Turner. Shepler comes set in the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and right back to Shepler. He spears it, tosses it over to Angel Arpero for the first out of the inning.
Batting second, the third baseman.
Good heads-up play by Shepler. He saw the ball come back at him. He knew he had time. Speed. Turner's got a lot of speed, but not enough speed to outrun that ball. It hit right back into his glove. Good play by Shepler for the first out.
That'll bring up Christian Uribe, the third baseman for tonight's ball game, as he usually is. 1 out here in the inning. Shepler comes set. Swung on and flared to right field. Juan Council is there to make the catch. That's a fly to right field for the second out of the inning.
Batting third, shortstop, number 9.
Isaiah Henderson coming to bat now. Shortstop for the Volunteers. 2 outs in the inning here. Get this one started.
Isaiah Henderson, his walk-up thing for those wrestling fans out there. WrestleMania was last weekend. Isaiah Henderson comes out with a very, very noticeable theme from one man, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
First pitch from Shepler is low on the low outside corner for a call, strike one. Shepler's delivery swung on and missed at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes on Isaiah Henderson.
And it looks like early Bowie knows that Shepler pitches a contact, so they're swinging early in the count. They're not going to let him work into a deep count.
Shepler looking for the sign. Comes set, the 0-2 delivery. Called, strike 3 looking.
You have to swing. You have a pitcher that pitches the contact. He's going to throw you something to hit. He's not going to throw you something to look at. You have to get the bat off your shoulders.
That'll end the inning for the Volunteers. 0-0 is our tie as we head to the top of the second. Let's step aside and honor our commercial sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted treasures designed to nurture your body and soul. From custom t-shirts that showcase your unique style to nourishing sugar scrubs and moisturizers made with love. Whether you're looking for a fun fashion statement or all-natural self-care, you'll find something special here. Shop now and experience the magic of handmade by scanning the QR code or searching Page's Pretty Roots on Etsy.com.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Proud to partner with the Bowie Volunteers.
Welcome back to the top of the second inning here from the ballpark at Bowie. 0-0 tie here. The Warriors got the Volunteers up and down 1, 2, 3, and the man who did that will be leading off the inning at the plate. Batting first, Zach Shepler, the pitcher. On deck, Jake Ross, the left fielder, and in the hole, Giovanni Orozco. So Shepler, Ross, and Orozco, 1, 2, 3 for the Warriors here in the top of the second.
And it's gonna be a battle of which team can get the ball into play better. It's gonna be make sure the defense gonna have to keep their head on a swivel. Ortega threw 12 pitches in his first inning. Shepard threw 5. So both teams know that the other pitcher pitches to contact. They won't pitch for strikeouts. Yet both pitchers already have a strikeout.
Roman Ortega on the mound for his second inning of work for the Volunteers. His first pitch to his counterpart, Shepler, on that low outside corner, is called strike one. That's the same place Shepler placed it that the umpire called low and outside, and I like the consistency.
Yeah, you want to start off with good consistency in a game like this. That means a lot in playoff standings.
That next pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Zach Shepler. Ortega's 1-1 pitch. Again, a little bit low for ball 2.
And it looks like Ortega, this at bat, is kind of working outside towards Shepler. He's missed with the last 2 pitches, but he has a game plan here, going outside, maybe work his way in on a 2-0, 3-1.
Yeah, De Leon doing his best to frame those pitches and bring them back into the strike zone, but the umpire's not biting. Count runs to 3 balls and 1 strike on the leadoff batter, Zach Shepler. That ball is swung on and fouled behind the first base line. Count evens. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I say evens. It's an equal opportunity for batter and pitcher here.
That foul ball is what we call ball help. You play a little street ball. Ball help.
3-2 payoff pitch. High for ball 4. Shepler takes the free pass.
It's an interesting approach there. He worked his way outside pretty much every pitch against Shepler. Maybe he saw something that Shepler is a better hitter. Things that come inside. As we have a pinch runner going out for Shepler. Getting the binocular out. Give us one moment. We'll get that number for you.
He's got to turn the wrong way on us. See there?
If you have a better view of his number, please subscribe online and let us know.
We have information. It's number 5. Isaac Bertman. Isaac Bertman running at first base.
That first pitch to Ross was a strike outside. Ross dropped down the bunt, pulled it back in time.
Lost the left fielder at the plate. Giovanni Orozco on deck.
It's like the play with Ross is going to be to give himself up here on a sac bunt and try to get Bertman over to second.
Squares to bunt. This is the ball fouled at the plate. Count runs to 0-2. Not likely to see him continue to bunt here, as if you bunt a third ball foul, it's an out. But we'll see. They may be committed to the small ball game here. Throw over to first base. Shepler's back. Not Shepler, Bertman back safely.
Bertman doesn't seem to have very much care out there at first base. He knows they're pitching out to him at first. He just continues to take a large lead.
0-2 pitch coming to Ross. Swung on and shot to the left side. It's going to float foul and into the bullpen area down the left field line. Count will remain, no balls and 2 strikes on the batter, Jake Ross. Ortega gets a new ball. Looks in for the sign. Checks first base. Comes home. Runner taking off. Hit and run. This ball is hit to the right side, but it's in foul territory, but catchable. As Brody Ferguson gets it, and he gets it back to first for a double play. Double play the unusual way for the Volunteers. As the runner, Shepler, took off, Brody Ferguson made the catch in foul territory and threw to Vega to double off Bertman, and there's just 2 outs right now.
The 3-4 double play. Like we said before, Bertman was very lackadaisically running out there trying to get a good lead. He wasn't paying attention, not using his head, and it bit him there as he took off too far to second. Didn't pay attention to where the ball was landing. He got him doubled up.
First pitch to the new batter, Giovanni Orozco, the second baseman for the Warriors, is low for ball one. Taken now with 2 outs behind him, the 1-0 pitch. That ball called a strike. It skitters away from De Leon at the plate, but no damage done there.
And when you have lackadaisical base running and you have guys not playing with the head on a swivel, put you in a situation instead of having a runner on and 1 out, 2 quick outs. Now you have to try to get something working for South Grand Prairie. Bowie, on the other hand, that pitching to contact, Ortega can get a ground ball anywhere in here and get this ball out, get this inning out of it.
1-1 pitch. A little bit low and outside that time. 2 balls and 1 strike to the batter, Orozco.
Surprised at the pitching outside. He's pitching outside a lot of these last few batters. It's not really going at him. He's trying to make him swing at something far and away.
That pitch catches the zone, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Orozco. Dramatic music there from Yachty Pagan. Little fan experience here at the ballpark at Bowie.
Waiting for the Walter Murphy verse.
That pitch is a little high. The umpire thought about it, but it's a full count now on Orozco. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he can't pitch outside here in the 3-2. Give him something that he can beat into the third.
Take a set. Payoff pitch. Swung on and hit to center field. Turner, out staying where he was, stays put, gets right under the ball, makes the catch, and ends the inning. The fly ball to center field is the 3rd out after that unusual double play that doubled off Bertman on the pop fly to Ferguson. We'll take a break here between the innings. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Hey, Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana. Aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Grand Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and we're going to turn it over to Jot Holly for the play-by-play.
Yeah, coming off a nice little jet lag this morning, nice little East Coast trip. Out, me and my wife, we got home, got in early. The brain's still working. We're ready for some good 2nd inning of baseball. Bottom half of the 2nd, Ortega, Ferguson, and Wheeler scheduled to bat. Ortega coming off a 12-pitch inning that included a walk and a rare, unusual 3-4 double play.
That was good heads up by Brody Ferguson over there at first base to get that ball, knowing the situation and getting it back to first quickly to double off Bertman.
Stepler back on the mound after throwing 5 pitches in the first. The first one he throws here to Ortega, inside, ball 1. That ball ran really close to hitting Ortega. That's not how you want to start the inning off. 1-0 count here from Zach Shepler. Gets the call he wants. Looks, kicks, fires, and that ball is hit foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pitcher on pitcher here. Ortega looking to spark an inning here that'll help his cause. Runs are on the board.
Ortega usually the number 4 man in his lineup, the cleanup man. He sees the ball, breaking pitch, high. eye level high, 2-1.
Yeah, that one was a slow one, arcing one that never broke into the strike zone. It stayed
That's
high level.
That's how you send a message from one pitcher to another. 2-1 count to Ortega to 2-1. That ball's inside, but called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the pitcher Ramon Ortega. On deck, Brody Ferguson. Killing. 2-2. That ball swung on, missed, and that's going to be strike 3. Second strikeout already for Zach Shepard.
First baseman, number 19.
Going to bring up number 19, Brody Ferguson, the first baseman. Little careless whisper.
I always kind of chuckle at that one.
It amazes me the music knowledge by some kids a lot younger than me. This is stuff I like to listen to when I was young, and it's past my time. The first pitch to Mr. Careless Whisper is hit high. First baseman's calling for it. He's losing it. Second baseman's calling for it, and he drops it out of his glove, but it landed in foul territory. And what should have been a sure out is going to be an 0-1 count.
Yeah, that was just a long, fancy strike. After all of that.
There was a lot of work done. And the first baseman for South Grand Prairie looked like he had it. Then he lost it. The lights was called off by the second baseman of Roscoe. Roscoe couldn't bring that ball in. It bounced out of his glove. 1 count to Brody Ferguson. Ferguson
lives to swing again here.
One of the big bats that came alive in the 8th inning, the win Friday over Lamar.
Uh-oh.
That big bat is swung on. It is hit deep to left field. The left fielder shakes it forward, and he misses it. Ferguson rounds first. He's going into second. He's going to get into second with a stand-up double. The left fielder for South Grand Prairie lost that ball. That's going to be stand-up double for Brody Ferguson. Dick Ross had a hard time tracking that one down.
Yeah, Ross may have been battling the sun on that one in one aspect, and the Warrior outfield is playing very shallow. So that one was hit over his head, and he had to chase it down. So he's battling the sun and the fence out there, but not to discount the great hit there by Ferguson.
Yeah, Ross, like Pops was saying, to lead the game off with the sun, the placement here at Bowie High School is going to affect a lot of the outfielders. Jason Wheeler, one of the outfielders for Bowie, comes up with runner at second. He sees the ball outside, 1-0 count.
Volunteers with a runner in scoring position here, looking to get a clutch hit here from Wheeler and put a spot on the board.
Wheeler has wheels, but he needs to do something with his bat right now. 1-0 count, Brody Ferguson at second. That 1-0 bounces in front of the catcher. It's going to be called ball 2.
You have to be careful here. Julian Guerrero is going to have to really keep that one in front of him because there's a lot of room to roam here at the ballpark at Bowie between the plate and the back fence. Easy steal for Ferguson should one get by Guerrero.
Shepler with the 2-0. That ball swung on and missed. 2-1. Wheeler had the green light all the way, and he took it. Pitch that was probably worth taking. 2-1 count to Jason Wheeler. Brody Ferguson after that double, standing at second. Still a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second at Bowie High School. 2-1 inside. Good job laying off of that. 3-1.
Hitters count kind of up here for Wheeler. Sepler having to throw a few more pitches this inning.
Last inning got away with 5. He's already passed that total in this at bat as the 3-1 is fouled back into the top of the net. 3-2. Count. Roberto De Leon, the catcher, looking to see if he's going to come up with a man on base or maybe with a 1-0 lead, depending on how this at bat goes. 3-2, he steps off to chase Ferguson back. Got to be careful there. We've seen a lot of balks called this year on both teams that we cover and the opposing pitchers by taking missteps.
Yeah, I've seen more balks called this year than I have. We've been covering baseball for the Arlington High School's teams here since 2019 or 2000, and this is the most balks I've seen called by umpires.
3-2 count after a good meeting at the mound to call cool Shepler down. Shepler gets the pitch that he wants for the 3-2. Ferguson's at second. Pitch, and that ball is hit foul over our heads. Going to do it again. Full count still.
Nice little battle going on at the plate between Jason Wheeler and Zach Shepler.
A lot on the line for these two teams. South Grand Prairie currently in second in District 8-6A. Bowie's tied for third with Lamar, but the win puts these two teams tied for second. 3-2. The ball swung on and missed. That's strike 3. Third strikeout already for Zach Shepler. No, more of a contact pitcher, but he has 3 Ks through 6 at-bats. Arnold De Leon, one of the players that this team relies on, number 12, the catcher behind the plate, comes to bat for his first at bat of the game, 2 away, and Brody Ferguson standing at second. Kepler's been on target, 3 strikeouts through 6 at bats already for the South Grand Prairie pitcher. First pitch to De Leon. It's going to be swung on, hit foul. 0-1. First pitch swinging. Volunteers know that Shepler pitches to contact. They're swinging at a lot of pitches that may be outside. That's how we saw that 3-2 strikeout there on Wheeler. De Leon knows that he's going to get something to hit. It's the ball foul. So it's an 0-1 count. Shepler with the kick. He fires. Ball's outside in the dirt. Good play by the catcher for South Grand Prairie to keep the ball from getting away. 1-1 count. What an inning a difference makes. Oh, what a difference an inning makes. Sorry, I had a little dyslexic moment there.
That jet lag. There we go.
That jet lag kicked in. The jot lag.
The jot lag.
I have a lot of those moments. The 1-1. Looking for no more jot lag. Looking at the strike there. 1-2. 1-2 count to De Leon. Ferguson at second. Waiting for somebody to hopefully bring him home this inning and not get stranded. Not fans of Gilligan Islands here. Nobody wants to get stranded on second. 1-2. That ball is hit foul. Do it again. That's the batting cages over there behind first base. Good-sized crowd for South Grand Prairie. Not as many Bowie fans here, but there's still a lot of people here at the ballpark of Bowie. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the bottom of the second, Shepler's going to take a second to gather his mind to come up what he wants to pitch here.
You got to think the fans from South Grand Prairie made the trip to give a lot of emotional support to their team.
That 1-2 is looked at.
I'm not sure where that one was, John. Not sure.
Couldn't see from here, but down there, the umpire had a better call. He called that ball a ball.
We mentioned in pregame that one of Grand Prairie's varsity baseball players suffered a tragic car accident last night and is in very serious condition. And so our hearts and prayers are with the South Grand Prairie family tonight.
2-2 from Shepler. Ball is in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher this time. Ferguson's going to move up to third. Ferguson's going to be 90 feet away with a full count to De Leon.
Yeah, can't do that one again because if you let another one go by like that, then Ferguson's going to be home with the first run of the game. So that really puts a lot of pressure on Julian Guerrero behind the plate to keep Ferguson down there at third.
And that's one of the things about playing here at the ballpark of Bowie compared to playing at Arlington High School. The backstop is much farther away from home plate here at Bowie than it is at other sites like Arlington and like Grand Prairie. Full count to De Leon. Ferguson on third after the wild pitch. Trying to get out the inning. 3-2. That ball swung on and missed strike 3, and that's going to end the inning on a pitch that was low and away. It doesn't matter. De Leon swung anyways. And we're going to go to the top of the third. Ball game still tied. 0-0. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball. Step aside real quick. Presented by John Wade Roofing. After this.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Romy Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Romy Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Welcome back to the ballpark at Bowie. Fans, we'll let you know the third innings presented to you by our friends at Eka Signs. Located in the heart of Arlington, they offer same-day production on certain rush orders and offer a wide catalog of custom printed materials. Call 817-617-2229 to find out how Eka Signs can help you and your brand's visibility. Visibility is a good thing out here today. It's a nice sunny day, unless you're the left fielder Jake Ross from South Grand Prairie. Lost the ball in the sun that led to the Brody Ferguson double. Ferguson was stranded on third base. And now we're going to the top of the third with Ortega back on the mound, and it's nothing game. Pops is going to take it away to tell us what's going on at the top of the third inning while he gets to call a little Roman Ortega back on the mound.
All right. South Grand Prairie leading off with their bringing up their 8-9-1 batters this inning. Julian Guerrero, the catcher, leading off. Brandon Montcastle, the right fielder, on deck. And back to the top of the order, Ruben Carranza in the hole. Ortega winds in his first delivery home, is fouled off over the first base dugout for strike one. Sun continues to set here at the ballpark. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Wind is negligible. 0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled again out behind us. Count runs quickly to no balls and 2 strikes for Roman Ortega.
Pops, Tim Costello, who normally does the Friday calls with us, he wants to reach out to Help a Bubba about getting a Help a Bubba sponsorship for every foul ball. Maybe they can give him one of those big old tubs of bubble gum.
Yeah. For everyone that returns a foul ball. That ball's hit up the middle. Andrew Vega moves to his right, picks it up, throws it across to Ferguson, and the second base to first base put out is the first out of the inning. They're scoring along with us at home. That's a 4-3 put out. That'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Brandon Mountcastle, with 1 out in the inning here in the top of the third.
You've seen a 4-3, you've seen 2 4-3 putouts, and you've seen a rare 3-4 double play.
Mountcastle's first appearance at the plate this evening. Ortega set in his first pitch to him. Oh, strike one, right down the pipe. Should he get the opportunity, Carranza on deck, Robert Martinez in the hole. That ball's fouled behind to the fence. Strike 2. Ortega's really working ahead in the count tonight, John.
Yeah, he knows that South Grand Prairie, they both teams have watched a lot of tape on each other, especially in a big series like this. They both know that they're going to swing early because both pitchers do pitch to contact. So he's working early in the count, getting ahead.
0-2, right up the middle. Vega moving towards second, picks it up, throws across his body. Is he going to get there in time? Yes, he does. Good job, Andrew Vega.
Good job by Vega. That ball looked like it was going to make it as it hit the dirt, but good scoop too by Brody Ferguson to get the out.
Yanni Pagan plays the Super Sports Center theme. That great play by Vega.
Third baseman, Ruben Carranza.
2 outs in the inning now. On top of the order, Ruben Carranza steps in. Struck out his first time at bat against Ortega. Ortega set. That pitch is a little too far low and outside for ball 1.
You put a lot. Those ground balls, you have a pitcher like Ortega who pitches the contact, puts a lot of trust in your defense. It builds the confidence up. So good job by Vega making those 2 back-to-back plays, especially that last one. Tough throw. Had to rush it a little bit. Ferguson was able to scoop that ball out the dirt and get the second out.
Pitch number 2, a ball. Pitch number 3 popped up behind the plate. De Leon looking for it. Is it going to stay in territory? It does, but it bounces just a little bit in front of him, and it's just a big foul ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now on the batter, Carranza. Good effort there by De Leon. Throws the mask off, heads toward the fence. But like we said, there's a lot of room to roam back there behind that plate, and he had to really work to get there.
Send me a home with the Buffalo. Send me a home
Yep.
with the Buffalo's room, and that can be behind home plate.
2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back. Strike 2, count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ruben Carranza.
Actually, it worked out here because last time the Buffaloes played the Volunteers, there wasn't a lot of Buffaloes roaming, so it worked out well. That's the jot lag kicking
That's
in.
the jot. There we go. New term, jot lag.
Jot lag. Still the Yachty Pagan, the PA man.
2-2 pitch. Outside and away. Ball 3. Count evens. Good little patience shown here by Ruben Carranza to work the count to a 3-2 count.
Second at bat.
Well, he does exactly what you want a leadoff batter to do in the number 1 spot in the order. Throw over there to check on him as Carranza's back safely. If you want that any way you can, you want that leadoff batter in the top of your order to get on base. Ortega set and comes home. First pitch to Martinez is outside for ball 1. Brody Ferguson holding the runner Carranza tight there at first base. Throw over. Not even a courtesy tag applied that time as Carranza back easily.
This is more of keeping the runner aware, letting them know I see you.
I see you. I know you're there. Runner going. Pitches the ball. Strike at home. Throw down to second. Is out. Roberto De Leon nails Carranza at second base for the 3rd out of the inning, and the Warriors are done.
Good throw by
Good.
De Leon.
Good play there. Ends the inning. We'll step aside and go visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Ika Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Ika can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ikasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Ika Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
You have to call a home run this year.
Welcome back to the ballpark at Bowie as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here. Volunteers stranded a runner at third base last inning as Shepler worked back and got a strikeout. He got all 3 of the outs in the last inning were strikeouts. The only runner we're able to get aboard was Brody Ferguson, who made it as far as third base on a pass ball. Second on a great double to left field and a stolen base, but he was left there stranded.
Last 4 outs recorded by South Grand Prairie were strikeouts. Henderson, Ortega, Wheeler, and De Leon, all strikeout casualties.
The Warriors will send up their 8-9-1 hole hitters. Vega leading off, Rojas on deck. The Volunteers sending Vega, Rojas, and the top of the order, Jackson Turner, to the plate. 1-2-3. First pitch to Vega is a called strike 1. That pitch is low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Andrew Vega. Shepler's delivery. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no score here from the ballpark at Bowie. That pitch inside makes Vega duck away. Count runs to 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count here for second baseman for the Balls, Andrew Vega.
Good job by Vega ducking out of the way because that ball is coming with a little heat behind it.
That ball's fouled into the fence behind the plate. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Shepard's last 4 outs recorded were strikeouts. So if you're Vega here, you got to look for something that you can get contact on. Anything outside, you got to leave it alone.
Payoff pitch fouled off. A good bat, good defending the plate there by Vega. Not wanting to be that 5th strikeout victim. Count stays full. The payoff pitch coming again from Shepler. Swung on and hit out to first base. Arpero gets it, fields it to Shepler for the out.
Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 3, Alex Rojas.
So the first baseman to pitcher is the first out of the inning. You score that and you score by a 3-1 putout. And that'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter for the South Grand Prairie for the Volunteers, Alex Rojas.
Hey, don't worry. I have the jet lag moments today too.
It's affecting me. I think it's contagious.
I'm sorry. I caught it in the Bahamas somewhere.
First pitch is a called strike 1.
And that was a good job by Andrew Vega, though. For the full count, you don't want to go down swinging. Shepard already has 4 strikeouts. You don't want to be the 5th. So Vega did a good job at least putting the ball in the field and making the other players have to work.
That one pitch is swung on and headed to the right side. It'll float foul for a quick 2 strikes on Rojas.
If you are Bowie, though, you have to get something going here. You've only managed 1 hit so far. That was a double last inning by Ferguson. Other than that, you've been 3-1 put out, 1-3 put out, and then a bunch of strikeouts. So somebody has to get going as we get back to the top of the lineup.
Shepler's 0-2 pitch is a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alex Rojas, his first appearance here this evening for the Volunteers. And that's a call, 3rd strike.
What a breaking pitch. That thing hit outside. I saw the break from here. It looked more like a slider than a curveball. You don't see a lot of high school kids throwing a ball that breaks outside like that. That was unhittable.
That'll take us back to the top of the order for the Volunteers. Jackson Turner, who grounded to the pitcher his first at bat. That was that sharp liner that went right back to Shepler's glove. A gift. First pitch is he's trying that curveball tonight, John. It's just not working for him.
The curveball's not working, but whatever kind of slider, sweeping curve he threw with that last pitch, that was Greg Maddox-esque.
1-0 delivery, swung on and batted to the right side into the fence behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to the top of the order, Jackson Turner.
This is a different Shepard that I saw. That windy game. The Dust Bowl versus Arlington, he gave a lot more hits, a lot more balls were hit deeper into the field, especially early in the game.
That one's hit to short, and not even having to move very far is Robert Martinez for the South Grand Prairie Warriors, and that line out to short is the 3rd out of the inning. Volunteers go up and down, 1, 2, 3 with a strikeout for Shepler. That'll take us to top of the 4th inning. We'll step aside and mention our commercial sponsors. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Rummy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Rummy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Volunteers dodged a bullet with some good defense there behind Ortega and get out of the inning unscathed. It's still 0-0. Volunteers will be sending up their 2, 3, 4 hitters to the plate. Jackson Uribe leading off. Isaiah Henderson on deck. Roman Ortega, the pitcher, in the hole here to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch from Shepler on for his 4th inning of work is a swung and missed, strike 1.
Bowie was able to get out of the inning unscathed. Dylan Brooks made the decision to run. I don't know if it was his decision or the coach's decision, but the decision to run cost him a run. And Bowie was able to keep the score tied at 0. Now let's see if the bats get going.
Second pitch from Shepler outside and away for ball 1. Counts even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Christian Uribe. Uribe, a fly to 9 victim, fly to right field. This ball gets away from Guerrero. Nobody on base, so nothing hurt there, but it is ball 2.
This is where you need the middle of the lineup to come alive. If 2, 3, 4 batters, those are the ones that you guarantee you and they hit somewhere along the way. Uribe, Henderson, and Ortega, they're 0 for 3 right now, 2 strikeouts.
2-1 delivery, ball 3. Hitters count coming up here to Christian Uribe, 3 balls and 1 strike.
This has been something that Shepler's lived by today. He's had a lot of 3-0s, 3-1s, and he's worked his way back full to get the strikeouts. So be careful something that swing iron like that.
Swung on and missed for strike 2.
Is that breaking pitch, that slider curve that he's trying to throw in there, and it's working. The bat, they see something coming and they swing under it each time.
You call that one a slurve?
A slurve or a sweeping curve.
Payoff pitch gets right back to Shepler. He knocks it down, but he's going to have to eat that one. As Uribe, we're going to give him an infield base hit on that one. I really don't think Shepler was in position to make a clean play on that. Shepler, Uribe, the leadoff batter for the Volunteers, is on base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that was a tough play for Shepler. He made that same play earlier against Jackson Turner when the ball basically hit into his glove. That one there, he was able to knock it down. He's got to do a better job of getting off the mound to try to get that out at first. Uribe doesn't have the speed that Turner does. Not saying he's slow, but him and Turner's speed is a big difference gap there. But he's able to eat it. Now you have a runner on first. You need to capitalize and get that runner moved around.
First pitch to Isaiah Henderson is a called strike 1. Henderson, a strikeout victim, his first time at bat tonight. Shepler, curveball works that time, bounces off his foot, slows it down, getting out to second base, but Orozco is able to get a handle on it and get it to Arpero for the out. Second to first for the first out of the inning, but that will push Uribe over to second base on the fielder's choice.
That was a good play there by Orozco to follow that ball after the ball kicked off. Looked like kicked off the mound and kicked off Shepler's foot.
Yeah, it went off his left foot, it looks like, and kind of dribbled out there to Orozco. So slowly as that ball was moving, it was a good play by the second baseman for the Warriors there to get that out.
I need to change your approach if you're at the plate. The last few hits have been hit back towards the pitcher. Maybe try to push a little bit farther away. There's a gap between first and second if you can get something out there.
That pitch to Ortega swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike here. Pitcher on pitcher. Ortega, also a strikeout victim, his first at bat in the bottom of the second. Swung on and hit right past Scheffler up the middle. It's snagged by Orozco, throws across his body, and he gets the out. What a play by Orozco. I'm sorry, Bowie fans. You got to give credit where credit is due.
That was a great play. That ball looked like it was going to go in the gap straight to center field. It would have been a sure run for Bowie. Orozco made a nice diving, but a nice sliding play, diving play to get the out. The runner was out at first. That was a great play.
Hold on, the umpires are changing the call. Wait. Oh, now, wait, there's a lot of controversy here. The first they consulted, and the field umpire changed his call from out to safe, and then the home plate umpire came and overruled him again and punched Ortega out at first. And Coach Ferguson is not happy. Johnson at first base, sorry.
If there's Coach Ferguson out there listening, we didn't want to get you confused, but Coach Johnson is not happy. Hey, if they need the replay, Zach the Voice, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. We get the replay for you. It was a bang play. From our angle, it looked like he was out at first. It was a great play. He made a great throw. It looked like he was out at first.
I think they were questioning whether there was runner interference inside the line on that, and that's why the umpires consulted. There are 2 outs, and Uribe's over to third base. That brings up the man I was trying to make head coach a while ago, Brody Ferguson. Ferguson hits it out to short. Robert Martinez fields it cleanly across the diamond, gets the out, and no run across for the Volunteers. The shortstop to first base, third out, ends the inning, strands Uribe over at third base, and we've still got zeros on the board out there in the right field score box. We'll step aside and take a break. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346. If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need ICA Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, ICA features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call ICA at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
If you like pitchers duels, you're watching a good one. It's going to the top of the 5th inning. Score is 0-0 still. South Grand Prairie is going to come up to bat with the 6, 7, 8 men in the lineup. Jake Ross, the left fielder. Giovanni Orozco, the second baseman, who made a great play in the bottom of the 4th inning. He's going to come up bat to second this inning, and then the catcher, Julian Guerrero, will have his second chance to bat for the game.
Zach checking in on the game between Martin and Arlington over at Colt Field. It's still Arlington 6, Martin 0 in the bottom of the 4th.
First pitch from Ortega here. It's going to be fouled off, strike 1. Jake Ross, the left fielder, flew out into a double play, the rare 3-4 double play in his first at bat back in the 2nd inning. Got an 0-1 count from Ortega.
That was a good heads-up play between Brody Ferguson and the second baseman, Vega.
The 0-1, that ball breaks outside. So far outside, ball 1. 1-1 count. Nice night here at the ballpark in Bowie, south side of Arlington, south of I-20 and New York Avenue, as the 1-1 is hit foul over the third base dugout. Anybody over there that can hear me? Ball help. A lot of balls hit foul this game. 1-2 count to the left fielder, Jake Ross. That ball is hit back up the middle and is going to drop in front of Jackson Turner for a lead-off single. And that's how we're going to start the 5th inning with the runner on first.
Good clean base hit, dropped right in front of Jackson Turner in center field. Sailed right over the bag and just past Isaiah Henderson. And the Warriors are going to put number 5 back in for a pinch runner, courtesy runner out there. That'll be Bertman.
Bertman better be careful. Bertman was the runner on first base during that 4 double play. Very careless out there on the base pass. He doesn't pay attention as he get ready to get his lead. And Bowie's able to take advantage of it last time they had a chance to see him out there as a pinch runner. Bring up Orozco after making a great diving play in the bottom of the 4th inning. So to come up for his second at bat, flew out center field his first time up. He drops down a bunt. He pulls it back up just in time. Ball 1. Uribe at third, playing very, very shallow, waiting for Orozco to drop this bunt down to try to get the sacrifice. It's the 1-0. Drop bunt pulled back again. It's going to be ball 2. And with speed at first, and Bowie's aware of it. Over, get Bertman back in time. 2-0 count. No outs yet. Bertman takes off running. That ball is hit foul. It pops up. De Leon catches it. That is going to be another double play. Bertman is not paying attention on the base pass. Second double play of the game. A 2-3 double play, not a 3-4 double play. That's going to be 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th.
Another one of those double plays with Bertman involved at first base. He must be a young one, and he's just not following the play. Maybe it was a hit. Maybe he was too anxious on the laid down bunt to get to second.
Julian Guerrero, the catcher, look at a called strike. I agree with you. Bertman's the second time. Maybe he's a freshman or sophomore. He got called up. Or he's just happy to get some playing time out there, but he's not paying attention. As that 0-1 is looked at, strike 2. 0-2 count to Julian Guerrero. He grounded it out in his first at bat. Similar situation. 2 away. The 0-2, that ball bounces past. De Leon, 1-2 count. They're looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Back up there in the bottom of the 5th. Game 2 teams that are looking to move their playoff seeding. That 1-2 is hit foul over our heads. Do it one more time. 1-2 count. Currently, South Grand Prairie sits in second in district right behind Arlington High School. With a loss here, would put them tied at second with Bowie, who's currently tied at third with Lamar. And that 1-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. Bottom of the 5th we go. Good outing by Ramon Ortega. This score is still tied at 0-0. We're going to step aside. Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball right after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Rummy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Rummy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Coming back to the bottom of the 5th, still scored 0-0. And Bowie has a chance to try to help out their pitcher, Ramon De Leon. We're going to see the 6, 7, 8 hitters come to bat. Jason Wheeler, the right fielder, followed by Roberto De Leon, who made a great play to get that double play in the top of the 5th. And then Andrew Vega, the second baseman, will be scheduled for the bottom half of this inning.
Yeah, so far tonight, Bowie has had a good hit and a stolen base by Brody Ferguson, but stranded at third. A base hit by Uribe, got all the way to third and was stranded there. So Bowie's not taking advantages of the opportunities given them this evening. But Neither is South Grand Prairie. So you're right. It's a classic pitching duel we have going here tonight.
Zach Shepard's going back onto the mound for his 5th inning. He has 5 strikeouts, but he hasn't gotten a strikeout, recorded a strikeout since the 3rd inning. Everything else has been ground balls. Defense has done a good job behind him, keeping him intact, especially that last inning with a great play by the second baseman Orozco. Other than that, Shepard's been getting hit more, even though the balls are staying in the dirt.
Well, that's what you said earlier in the game in the pregame show, the Chapman Cornelius pregame show, is that he's a contact pitcher that relies on his defense.
And it's the first pitch. He throws here in the bottom of the 5th. It's called a strike. We're looking at Jason Wheeler, the right fielder, struck out in his first at bat. 0-1, hard foul ball. That ball hit the net. Sounded like it broke something. Quick 0-2.
You know, that net behind home plate, because the net is so close to the home plate area at Arlington High. We had a ball go through the net and get into the stands behind the plate one night. A little dangerous situation.
I think I was there with you for that night.
Yeah.
It was a line drive. As that ball is a line drive, and it's going to find the glove of Martinez as shortstop. That's going to be out number 1. It's 1 out. Who's keeping scores going to be an F6. Look at the catcher, Arnold. He's 0 for 1. He got a strikeout in his first at bat. But he's made a great play. He's caught a runner stealing.
Mm-hmm.
He made a good heads-up play there to get the double play after poor bunt execution.
Yeah, the popped-up bunt at the plate, and then Hartman getting caught off second base. We've had 2 unusual double plays turned by the Volunteers tonight.
The first pitch from Shepard has drops down a bunt, but it's called strike either way. Strike 1.
There's that looping curveball we've been looking to hit the zone tonight from Shepler. He's tried it all night and hasn't been very successful with it. Like you said, the slurve is working better for him, that slider away.
Yeah, slider away. You have a lot of batters that are right-handed. You have a right-handed pitcher. Anything going away, making these batters swing. The 0-1 is looked at, ball 1. Pops here with Josh Holly calling a good pitch. Nothing in the bottom of the 5th between 2 teams that are guaranteed a playoff spot. It's just a matter of where they're going to play. It's the 1-1 is looked at outside as that breaking slur.
And, you know, that's really important for that first round, trying to get past by district. If you can take on a mid-range opponent from the opposing district, you have a better chance of making it to that second round.
2-1 to De Leon. That ball is past the catcher, and it's gonna be 3-1. I agree with you. You don't want if you're Arlington right now, you lead the district. You're getting a 3 or 4 seed from the opposing district that you would play in the playoffs, which could be a benefit for you depending on who the team is and how their district is structured. If you're Bowie, you want to get to 2 seed. If you get to 3, you might be looking at Pierce. You might be looking at Jesuit. It just depends, and those are tougher opponents. As the 3-1, he loses all 4. De Leon's going to get on base for the first time tonight.
Yeah, there have been several years where Arlington High made it to the first round of the playoffs, but they would make it in as a 3 or 4 seed and have to face Jesuit in that first round. Jesuit's just a buzzsaw. They're just a juggernaut team, and it has usually been 2 and go home. The one exception was 2 years ago when they played Lake Highlands in that first round, and that was just a fantastic series between 2 and 3 seeded teams. And Arlington High came out on top of that and then eventually lost to Allen in the playoffs.
You get farther out to North Dallas, you find more and more baseball powerhouses, more schools with a few more dollars. De Leon takes off, and he is going to get in there safely.
Called strike at the plate, and now a runner in scoring position for the Volunteers.
Good jump right there. I believe that's De Leon. I don't think they've taken him out as a pinch runner. Actually, courtesy runner for De Leon, the catcher, Parker. Parker sees the first pitch that he gets out there. He gets a chance to run, and he runs. Gets in safely. Now he's standing at second. And the 0-1, the ball is hit in front of the right fielder, and is going to drop into the right fielder's glove. Good play out there in right field for out number 2.
Fantastic diving catch there by Brandon Montcastle. Not only did he dive to make the ball, but he was to make the catch, but he was able to keep the ball in his glove and retain possession to get that out.
Montcastle saved a run there, and Bowie is trying to avoid another inning with the stranded runner at second. Look look at Alex Rojas, the left fielder, for his second at bat. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first at bat back all the way in the third inning, which seems like hours ago.
Yet this game is moving fast. It's only 8:20, not even an hour and a half into this ball game tonight.
And it's the opposite sides of games, which you look at compared to the other game on the Zap Network, where Zach is over there at Arlington High School with Miss Arnold, looking at a 6-0 lead. Arlington High over the Martin Warriors in the bottom of the fifth. It's the first pitch to Rojas. Swung a foul. A lot of foul balls hit tonight. Strike one.
Yep.
Brody Ferguson warming up in the bullpen, so we'll see how long the Volunteers and Coach Johnson decide to let Ortega go as we get later and later into this game.
I like Ferguson out of the bullpen. He's a strong pitcher when he comes on in relief.
0-1, that ball is hit foul. Coach Crowdis.
Good play, Crowdis there.
Crowdis to the pitcher. Strepler looked like a 6-3 type of out. Good play.
Crowdis gets the Sports Center play of the game out there, themed by Yadi Pagan.
Hear him laughing about it out there too. Quick 0-2 count here to Alex Rojas, the left fielder, in his second at bat. 2 outs. Parker at second. 0-2, that ball is hit back on the head of Scheffler. Parker's going to round third, and he is trucking for it. The throw in from center field. That ball is caught by the catcher, and he is going to be out. Good play by the center fielder from South Grand Prairie to make sure Parker got ran down, and that's how the inning's going to end. Damon Brooks has an arm.
So we're going to score that. 8-2 out at the plate.
8
Center fielder to the catcher.
It's going to be a single. It's going to be a single by Rojas. It's going to be an 8-2 out. That's how the inning's going to end. Going into the top of the sixth, still scoreless. Zach on Productions going to step aside real quick. We're bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball presented by John Wade Roofing.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Grand Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back to Bowie Ballpark, Bowie High School, where we've seen a lot of great plays by the defense. Both teams have made exciting plays. Dalen Brooks there with a throw from center field to catch the runner, Ryan Parker, trying to come home from third to score. And that's what's keeping the score at 0-0 going to the top of the sixth. Ramon Ortega still back out there on the mound after we saw Brody Ferguson warming up. He was at first base, so we'll see how long the leash is going to be on Ortega, if he can make it through the top of the sixth or not. Pop, this is what a playoff matchup looks like.
It does. 2 very good teams had a great season. Both clubs going head-to-head here in a fantastic pitching duel on a beautiful Tuesday night.
First pitch to Brandon Mountcastle, who made a great diving play that last inning. Looks at a ball outside, 1-0. 1-0, looked at, strike one. Ortega still dealing out there, 5 innings. One from Ortega. That ball is hit and it's gonna bounce foul. Quick 1-2. Brandon Mountcastle. Mountcastle's 0 for 1. He had a 4-3 put out. As you hear the Sports Center theme go by, thanks to Yadi Pagan, the PA man. As that 1-2 is hit, Rojas is giving chase, and a great play by Isaiah Henderson, but it goes over his head. Henderson dives. Henderson dives. He's not able to get it. That's going to be a single. Henderson made a great try, though.
Great attempt. That ball just kind of Texas leagued into no man's land down out there between Rojas in left field and Henderson at short, and it just barely landed right in between them.
The second bloop single we've seen today hit by South Grand Prairie. It's not like the Volunteers defense is playing too far or too shallow, just not able to track the ball when it's hit like that. As we look at the first pitch, swung on, and the runner is caught, and he's back in time safely.
That was close.
Carranza dropped down the bunt, his third at bat, pulls it back, the ball is called a ball. The runner, Mountcastle at first, almost got caught down really quickly. Good.
Oh, change that strike at the plate.
Actually, it was called a strike as the play. Mountcastle drops down a bunt this time. He's going to give himself up, and he is going to be out at first. That's going to be one away in the top of the sixth. Sorry, Mountcastle made his way to second. Carranza gives himself up, and that's going to go as a sac bunt.
The shortstop, number 14. Martinez.
Robert Martinez, the shortstop.
The third.
0 for 2 on the night. Both flyouts to right field. Looking to see if he can try to get the runner home from second.
So as Zach would say, runs are at a premium here tonight, and South Grand Prairie going with the small ball play there to get a runner out as far as second base in scoring position. One run could do it here tonight.
Somebody looking to find the premium 93 gas button at the first pitch. Outside, but it's called a strike. Good pitch by Ortega to Robert Martinez III. Quick 0-1 count. Mountcastle, the right fielder, is standing at second base. That ball is hit and is back to Isaiah Henderson. He throws to second, but he's not able to get the second runner for a double play. But that's going to go as a good play by Henderson, out number 2.
Great heads-up play by the Bowie defense. We've seen 2 double plays turned on unusual pop-ups or foul balls, and then another really good heads-up play there by Henderson to try and get the runner off his game out there at second base to get Mountcastle caught, but he just barely got back.
Now it's going to bring up the dangerous Dalen Brooks. He's 2 for 2. He has a double and a triple. He is halfway to the cycle, and he's
going to walk him.
Getting intentionally walked. This is the only second time I've seen it this season.
Yep.
Last week I saw it when Lamar intentionally walked Isaiah Henderson.
And I don't blame him. With a runner in scoring position and a double and a triple to his credit tonight, why not put him on base?
That's going to bring up the first baseman, the first baseman / DH, Angel Arpero. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out in the fielder's choice, the 6-2 fielder's choice in his last at bat. We'll have a little conversation to the runner.
We're going to have a change in runners at second base.
Look and see who that number is. Looks like South Grand Prairie is putting a little more speed out there at second. You have Dalen Brooks, who has a lot of speed already on the base pass. He's at first, but there's 2 outs away. So if you're Ortega, you need to make sure that whoever's at second stays at second. Ryan Gosh, number 30. He's going to come into pinch and run. He's going to take the place of Brandon Mountcastle, who already had a lot of speed playing in right field. At second. It's at first. 2 away. Score still tied 0-0. Arpero, the first baseman, steps up and he looks at a ball outside. 1-0. Let's see how long Coach Johnson goes with this lead. Sean Ortega with 2 away. He's going to try to let his pitcher work himself out of a jam.
Yeah, we heard Brody Ferguson was warming up in between innings. That wheel and turn to get Goss back to second base. Not even a throw over.
If we were to have a pitch, pitching change, Ferguson will go to the mound. Ortega will probably go to first as we see a ball outside, 2-0. Playoff atmosphere is in the air right now. 2 teams trying to get a good seeding going into the playoffs as that 2-0 swung on, hit foul, 2-1. Everything's on the line here. They have the rubber match of this series will be on Friday if it doesn't rain at South Grand Prairie. The venues were changed because of the potential threat of rain. So we'll see as the week goes on. But hopefully Zach will be here to call it for you on Friday as we'll take those back to second. Runners back in time safely.
Yeah, South Grand Prairie with the full turf field out there, not as susceptible to the rain. Should we be able to avoid lightning? Might be able to play that one on Friday.
Take with the 2-1. That ball is hit high. Ferguson's calling for it. Ferguson's under it, and he is going to end the inning. South Grand Prairie is going to strand 2 runners, bring Bowie up to bat. Bottom of the 6th, still tied 0-0. Ortega's hanging on, and the Volunteers are trying to get a chance to come up and bat, take the lead in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to step aside real quick. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball after this.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com. A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning we go. 0-0. 0-0. 0-0 for the soccer fans out there. Great game we're watching. Pitchers duel. Roman Ortega was able to pitch his way out of a jam, get the fly ball to Brody Ferguson at first base. Leave those 2 runners stranded in the top of the 6th. And now the Volunteers, top of the lineup, Jackson Turner, Christian Uribe, and Isaiah Henderson, the guys you want at the plate. In a game like this, have a chance to try to get them on the scoreboard.
Yeah, both pitchers have been very strong as Scheffler comes out for his 6th inning of work. Ortega has pitched a good game from his side of the field. Made it through that inning without being replaced by Ferguson, but Ferguson's ready to go should the call come. Yeah, this has been a good ball game by both of these teams so far.
First pitch from Scheffler. That ball is hit. Turner, third baseman, grabs it. He fires over to first. That's going to be quick out number 1. Another first pitch swinging that Jackson Turner has gone down on today. He's now 0 for 3. And that's one of the guys you need going. The junior, he leads your lineup off. He's kind of the George Springer of your team. If he's not going, the offense isn't going. You see Christian Uribe. So third at bat. He's 1 for 2. He flew out in the first inning. He singled in the second.
Yeah, he singled in the second and made it as far as third base before he was eventually stranded there. One of the opportunities the Vols have had tonight.
As the first pitch, he swings and misses. That ball hits. Maybe not tipped foul. Looking at the catcher, just lost
I think it was tipped.
Foul tip. Quick 0-1 to Christian Uribe. You get to the 1, 2, 3 guys in your lineup. They need be the ones to set the pace. Scheffler still going strong. Bottom of the 6th. I see that 1-0, 0-1, lifting the dirt, 1-1.
We saw a game like this between Arlington High and Grand Prairie at GP last week where Danny Bustamante was pitching a beautiful game over there, but the Colt Bats couldn't catch up with the pitcher from Grand Prairie, and it went clear to the 7th inning before anybody decided to score.
1-1 from Scheffler. That ball is hit back to the center fielder, and he is under it. Brooks is going to look that ball into his glove. Out number 2. Just like Arlington High and Grand Prairie were last week, Bowie and Lamar had a similar situation on Friday, but that game went to extra innings. It's the 8th inning when Bowie was able to finally get on the scoreboard and end up getting a 5-0 win over Lamar. See Isaiah Henderson, the shortstop, number 9. Stone Cold Steve Austin in the background playing WrestleMania weekend, looking to see if he can try to. Can't say what Stone Cold would say, but he's gonna
can't repeat that.
Can't repeat that, but he's gonna try to change the attitude of how things are going there. First pitch swing, and that ball is up, and Dalen Brooks is under it. He is gonna end the inning. Very quick inning for the Volunteers. They go down 1, 2, 3. To the top of the 7th we go. Game still tied, 0-0. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Blue Volunteer Baseball. Step aside real quick.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, ICA Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, ICA can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit icasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. ICA Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to the ball field at Bowie. It's 8:34, and we are in the top of the 7th inning, John. This game is moving. Classic pitching duel between Roman Ortega for the balls coming on for his 7th inning of work, and Shepler for the South Grand Prairie Warriors. This has been a great ball game. We would like to remind you that South Grand Prairie has a very critical need in their baseball community, as one of their varsity baseball players was involved in a very serious car wreck last evening and is in the hospital in serious condition. The family is in need of some help, John. Medical expenses are crazy expensive. And if you go to any of the Zach the Voice socials on Facebook, Instagram, or X, you'll see a post about a special GoFundMe account for the player and his family. But our hearts and prayers are with South Grand Prairie. First pitch to Shepler is fouled off for strike one. There's a huge contingent of fans from South Grand Prairie here at the ballpark at Bowie tonight. Obviously, an emotional support system for the baseball team as they're hurting right now without one of their brothers with them tonight. That pitch is low and outside for ball one. One ball, one strike.
And they're playing together as a team. The team has come alive. The outfield is doing a great job keeping Shepler intact, diving for everything, diving for fly balls, for ground balls, balls hit hard up the middle. And Shepler's pitching the gym. These guys are all playing together as a team for their teammate and for themselves, going further, and especially as they get further into this game, into the playoffs, which start next week. That just brings your unit together as one.
Missed pitch from Ortega there. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the South Grand Prairie is trying to hang on to their second place position in District 8-6A. Bowie trying to tie them for second place tonight. That pitch is fouled up behind us. Count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Shepler, the leadoff batter. Jake Ross on deck for the Warriors. Giovanni Orozco in the hole, the 1-2-3 batters. 2-2 the count to Shepler, the leadoff batter here in the top of the 7th. Swung on and missed. Ortega gets another strikeout for the first out of the inning. He still looks like he's going strong, doesn't he, John?
Yeah, that's only his 3rd strikeout, but for a guy that pitches to contact like Ortega does, he is going very strong. The defense behind him has done great. Got 2 very unusual double plays, a 3-4, and then he got a 2-3 later on in the game. So just like South Grand Prairie, the defense and the pitching is coming alive for Bowie.
First pitch from Ortega catches that outside corner to the left-handed batter, Ross, for a called strike one.
And Ross was the one that flew out into that first double play. He had a foul ball. Ferguson was able to catch it and catch the runner sleeping.
That ball's hit out to Turner in center field. He comes in a few steps and makes the easy catch for the fly ball to center field for the second out. For those of you scoring at home, that's called an F8. You'll put that in your books. And with 2 away, now that'll bring up the second baseman, Giovanni Orozco.
Anybody listening in the bingo hall, don't worry, we didn't yell out B8, it's F8.
Orozco's flied out to center and got hit into one of those unusual double plays.
Yeah, Roscoe his last at bat tried to bunt. The bunt popped up in the air. Good play by De Leon, the catcher, and they caught the runner sleeping as well. The second double play.
First pitch on the low inside corner catches the zone for a called strike one.
And big props to De Leon. I know a lot of love and credit goes to Jeremiah Taylor at Arlington High, and Brock Johnson at Lamar. But De Leon's one of the catchers that should be up for Defensive Player of the Year at the end of the season.
That hit to center field is caught by Turner for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to head to the bottom of the seventh inning here. 0-0. Bowie could walk it off if they can get something rolling here. It's the middle of the seventh inning. We're going to step aside and go visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. Stay tuned for this exciting end to this game.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Welcome to the bottom of the seventh inning from the ballpark at Bowie. No score in this ball game. Bowie sending up their number 4, 5, 6 hole hitters to the plate. Roman Ortega leading off. Brody Ferguson on deck. Jason Wheeler in the hole to start off the Volunteers. Ortega, Ferguson, Wheeler looking to hopefully walk it off here in the bottom of the seventh. Shepler on the mound for his seventh inning of work, and that ball is fouled off at the plate for strike one.
Just a few days removed from an extra inning game between Lamar and Bowie, which got the Volunteers locked into the playoffs for sure. Now they're looking at a game that's going to potentially put them in second place if they can come away with a win. But it all starts here.
0-1 pitch is swatted down the left field line. It's just a little bit foul.
Coach Crowder is the third base coach out there. He knew that was a guaranteed double with the speed that Ortega has at first. That would have put you in the man on scoring position.
As it is, it's an 0-2 count to Ortega here against his counterpart, Shepler.
For a big sweeping curve.
And a big sweeping strikeout sets Ortega down for the first out of the inning. One out, that'll take us to Brody Ferguson, first baseman for the Volunteers, with one out in the inning.
Shepler going back to that big sweeping curve. Or I don't know if it's more of a curve or a slider that breaks away. But he's doing a good job when he gets ahead in the count, so working away with a whole bunch of righties in the lineup.
First pitch fouled at the plate for strike one.
Ferguson got the big double back in the second inning. He was one of the key guys when it came to the bats in the eighth inning versus Lamar on Friday. See if he can try to get something going here to help his team out.
0-1 from Shepler coming to Ferguson. Tapped at the plate for strike two. Just kind of fighting that one off and staying alive here. No balls, 2 strikes to Brody Ferguson.
I know Ferguson's at the plate. He's hungry for a hit the same way I'm hungry for a hamburger. It's been a long day, and the burger's been calling my name. My wife's already ate. She had Slotsky's with my daughter. So I'm just waiting for a big juicy hit and a big juicy burger.
That one's popped into the infield. Shortstop Martinez calling everybody off and making the catch. 2 away here for the balls in the bottom of the seventh inning.
Jason Wheeler.
1 out away from going to extra innings, Jason Wheeler. Needs to see if he can get something going here. He's got a lot of speed, but he needs to do something with the bat. So 0 for 2, he has a strikeout.
Wheeler has, yeah, he's strike out and popped to the shortstop so far this evening. Fans calling their support to their batter here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is a ball.
This is where when you look at players, especially as you go from college baseball to the minor leagues and the major leagues, 4, 5, and 6 guys are the ones that you look for big bats, big hits. Those are the ones that make a lot of money, especially with the 90s days all the way up to now, the Griffey Juniors and the Bonds.
This one's popped in the infield. Here comes first baseman Arpero in foul territory, and he makes the catch. The pop out to third base is the 3rd out of the inning. And welcome to bonus baseball here on Zach Arnold Productions. We're headed to the top of the 8th inning. The score 0-0 between Bowie and South Grand Prairie. We're going to step aside and visit our sponsors. They get a little extra exposure here tonight. This is high school baseball on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Zach Arnold Productions is proud to service the greater Arlington and DFW area. With experience in broadcasting, podcasting, web series, public address, marketing, and public relations, Zap can help you tackle any modern communications task. Whether you need an announcer for your sporting event or just need help proofing a press release, be sure to call 817-319-2402 to see how you can find energetic media solutions for your task with Zach Arnold Productions.
Fans, quick score update across town at Arlington High School. The Colts lead the Martin Warriors 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The Colts, first place in District 8-6A, looking to clinch a district crown with the win. I believe that they're locked in depending on the outcome of this game. If not, if South Grand Prairie is able to pull one away, Arlington High just needs to win on Friday. If the game is played Friday versus Martin to win the district crown. We're going to go up to the top of the 8th inning. We're going to see Julian Guerrero, the catcher. And first pitch swing, and that ball is hit. Good play, but that ball's over the head of Isaiah Henderson into left field. That's going to be a lead-off single. And fans, don't forget, the extra innings are presented to you by Chapman Cornelius Insurance, Inc. If life is throwing you a few extra hassles that you were prepared for, Chapman Cornelius can help you find the right coverage you need. Be sure to ask for April Chapman or Jason Ott when you call 817-265-3346. Julian Guerrero, the catcher. First pitch swinging. Have a little conversation going on before the next batter is coming to bat. My pin died somewhere along the way. I don't have an extra pin in here somewhere. Ooh, I found it.
Did you find one?
I think so. Woo, and the one got thrown in my head, too. As first pitch, when that ball is dropped down a bunt, he is going to beat it out. I believe that's Mountcastle. Dropped down a bunt for out number 1, but Guerrero is able to make it to second base safely. So that's going to go as a sac bunt. 2 pitches, and our runner's already in scoring position.
Third baseman, number 3, Ruben Carranza.
Back to the top of the lineup, third baseman Ruben Carranza, 0 for 3. He had a sac bunt, and he struck out. His first plate appearance. Here in the top of the 8th inning we go, and Ortega's still out on the mound. 2 pitches. That's a good way to keep yourself out there. Pitch number 3 is inside. Carranza has to jump away from that without getting hit. Ball 1. To recap you so far, Julian Guerrero, first pitch swinging, got a single over the head of Isaiah Henderson. The second pitch of the inning was by Brandon Mountcastle, to Brandon Mountcastle, who got a sacrifice bunt to move Guerrero over the first. 1-0 pitch there to Carranza is hit foul. So now it's 1-1. 1 out. Ortega still on the mound, pitching strong. The 1-1 is in the dirt, ball 2. Wow, this is back-to-back games for Bowie to have extra inning baseball.
It's the first extra inning game I've called this year, and the first one on last Friday night that Zap has covered it all.
As that ball is hit high, De Leon's looking for it, and it is foul over the head of everybody here at the stands. This is my first extra inning game I believe I've called. I don't think I've called an overtime game for football either. I might have
Very
came
rare.
close once, but no, I don't believe so. First extra anything, baseball, football, or otherwise.
All kinds of extra excitement, extra innings, extra fun.
2-2 count. That ball is hit back up past Ortega. Vega fields it at second. He fires over to first, out number 2, but the runner is in safely at third. So with a run standing 90 feet away, the runner standing 90 feet away at third base, Robert Martinez, the second baseman, is coming to bat for his fourth at bat of the game.
Yeah, got to be extra pressure on Roberto De Leon behind the plate for the Volunteers. He's a very good catcher, but you can't let one get away from you here and give up the only run of the game for South on a pass ball.
Martinez the third. He is 0 for 3. 2 flyouts to right field and then a flow out. Then he flew out to shortstop. The first pitch he looks at is high, ball 1. Yeah, I agree with you, Pops. If you're De Leon, you can't let anything get past you, no matter what. That's gonna bring a run in and put a lot of pressure on your team when it comes to the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-0 pitch from Ortega. That ball is outside. Ball 2. 0-2 count to Robert Martinez the third. If you're Ortega, you need to go at him here. He's already 0 for 3 on the night. Runner at third base. 2-0 pitch. That ball's hit foul. 2-1.
Ruben Carranza's got some speed out there, so any kind of play here is may bring that run home, but Ruben Ortega, so far Roman Ortega has been able to pitch out of jams all evening long. So Volunteer fans, rest easy.
2-1. That ball is hit high, and it is foul off the top of the dugout. As Zach would say, deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Robert Martinez, the number 2 man in the lineup for South Grand Prairie. He's 0 for 3. Ortega has a runner at third. He wants to leave him stranded there. The 2-2 pitch. And it is inside, ball 3.
Full count here. You can feel the excitement building in the stands as the Bowie faithful cheering Ortega on here.
Full count. Runner at third base, 90 feet away from the first run of the game. Ortega, that ball is hit. And Jackson Turner, he's charging for it. He grabs it, and that's going to end the top of the 8th inning. Good play by Jackson Turner to watch that ball into your glove. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. The extra innings, don't forget, fans, is always presented to you by our friends at Chapman Cornelius Insurance, Inc. Life doesn't have to be in hassle. It's called Chapman Cornelius. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Step aside real quick. Bowie Volunteer Baseball presented to you by John Wade Roofing. After this.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Back to Bowie High School, where the score is still tied, 0-0, going into the bottom of the 8th. Fans, we always want to remind you that extra innings presented to you by Chapman Cornelius Insurance, Inc. Life doesn't have to be a hassle. Get the best insurance in town. Chapman Cornelius. Call April Chapman or Jason out today. They're there to help you out when you need it. And the Volunteers are looking for a little insurance here. They need some type of production going. Anything they can get right now would work as we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Have De Leon, Andrew Vega, and Andrew Rojas up to bat the bottom of the 8th inning. 7, 8, 9. Scheffler still on the mound. Both starting
Yep.
pitchers are going strong.
Both of these pitchers have gone the distance so far. Curious to know what their pitch count is.
Pops, I learned last time Arlington played South Grand Prairie was you can't start it. You can start an inning if you're at 110 pitches, but then after that you only have so many pitches you're allowed to go. As the first pitch there from Scheffler was a strike. Looked at. De Leon is 0 for 2. It's only his third plate appearance of the night. He struck out and walked. As the 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Actually make De Leon 1-1. He has a strikeout, and then he has a walk. 0 for 1. Got on base one time. 1-1 count from Zach Scheffler going strong. Roberto De Leon, the catcher, needs to get something going for his team. As the 0-1 checked down, he went around. Strike 2.
Yeah, tried to hold up on that one. Had a little bit too much momentum going. 1-2 count on De Leon here to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. What a ball game.
1-2 count. Pitch. That ball breaking pitch outside. Looked at strike 3. Went back to that slurve again.
The second baseman, number 6, Andrew.
It's going to bring up Andrew Vega, 0 for 2. Grounded out his first plate appearance, flew out in the second. And Zach Scheffler is throwing that slurve. And it's hard for any of these volunteers to hit. First pitch is Vega drops down a bunt, doesn't pull it back in time. He doesn't make contact either. Strike 1.
Tightly contested ball game here from the ballpark at Bowie. What a game.
The 0-1 slurve again outside. Oh my goodness. Still has control of that breaking pitch. 0-2. When in doubt, go to the slurve. Oh, it doesn't rhyme, but it still works. Quick 0-2 count here to Vega. Vega, the number 8 man. He hits this ball back up to Martinez, the shortstop. Martinez charges it. He fires over to first, and that ball is safe. That ball ended up in the dirt. What the first baseman Arpero wasn't able to scoop it out the dirt. That's gonna be one aboard. I don't know if that's gonna go as an error. That was a hard play from Martinez, charging that ball.
Yeah, Arpero had to stretch to pull it in as it bounced one bounce in front of him, and the plate umpire ruled that he pulled Arpero off the bag. Coach Yelda out talking to the field umpire about that play. The umpire has agreed to go to home plate and ask for an appeal on that.
It was a tough play.
Number 10 coming in to run, looks like, for Bowie. No, not number 10. Is that number 12?
I believe that's Kitchens looking to serve up something for the Volunteers.
10. Number 10, Kitchens running at first base. Should he get to stay there?
He gets to stay there. That's going to go as a single for Vega.
So the Volunteers, runner on board here. Coach Yelda's not happy with the decision from the umpires.
There is a player in the South Grand Prairie bullpen warming up. I can't see who it is from this far away. Let's see how far they let Zach Scheffler go. Depending on what kind of situation they're in, if they're going to pull somebody out to replace him. Meanwhile, in the Bowie bullpen, Brody Ferguson's getting warm again. Let's see if we get any pitching changes. Alex Rojas, 1 for 2. He singled in his last plate appearance back, I believe, in the 6th inning. For his second appearance looking at his third appearance of the day. And the first pitch he sees, he swing at, he misses, strike 1. Swung on and missed, strike 1. I'm sorry, the jot lag is kicking in now late in the game. I need to stand up and let the excitement flow. 0-1 count to Rojas, the number 9 man in the Volunteer lineup. Kitchens at first. Kitchens takes off running as Rojas drops down a bunt, but the ball bunts foul.
Yeah, Rojas was off and running on that one, but Rojas not able to connect on that bunt. Coach Johnson trying to play some small ball here with his Volunteers to get a runner in scoring position.
Johnson using the kitchens. Mix things up. Serve them up, run, and get a win. The 0-2. That ball is hit. It's got a good pop to it, but the left fielder Ross is under it. He catches it for out number 2. Kitchens gets back in time safely to first base. So those keeping score at home, that is a F7. Jackson Turner, the big junior that leads off this lineup, gets things going. He's coming up to bat. He is 0 for 3, which is very, very uncommon for Jackson Turner this season. But he can make amends for all of that right now by getting a big hit, using his speed and kitchen speed to bring in the run. Shepard's still going strong. Bottom of the 8th. The first pitch, breaking pitch, and that ball misses. Ball 1. Trying to go back to that curveball. This one misses outside. 1-0 count. Kitchens has a good lead at first. Turner looking for something he can hit. Didn't the first pitch swing this time? Good plate appearance here already. 1-0, hit foul. 1-1. You look for the leaders on your team to try to get something going. Jackson Turner, as a junior, is one of the leaders on this team. He's had a lot of big hits this year already. 1-1 pitch to Turner. That ball is hit. Foul tip back into the glove. Strike 2. 1-2 count to Jackson Turner. 2 outs. He catches that first. Might be looking at a 9th inning. 1-2. That ball is hit. It is fielded. Good play by Roscoe at second. Fires the first. That's going to end the inning. Runner stranded on first. We're going to go to the 9th inning. Wow, I get to call a 9th inning game. First time I can think of. We're going to step aside and take you back to the 9th inning. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. New episodes drop monthly featuring news, reviews, discussions, and tangents on all our favorite franchises, including Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stranger Things, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, Dune, Godzilla, Firefly, Pixar, Doctor Who, Indiana Jones, The Last of Us, James Bond, House of the Dragon, Ghostbusters. I think you get the picture. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature...
Welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. And fans, we have a new pitcher on the mound during the break, which is a sign of a change. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, Eka Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them Zap sent you. Top of the 9th inning means we are in extra innings, and all extra innings are presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. If life is throwing you a few extra hassles you weren't prepared for, Chapman Cornelius can help you find the right coverage you need. Be sure to ask for April Chapman or Jason Ott when you call 817-265-3346. The South Grand Prairie Warriors will be sending up their 3, 4, 5 hitters to the plate this half inning. Dalen Brooks leading off. He's had a great night at the plate. Angel Arpero on deck, and Zach Shepler, the man who's still on the mound for the Warriors, is in the hole. 0-0 heading into the top of the 9th. What do you think about that, John?
Man, this is the first time I've got a chance to call anything more than a 7th-inning game, Pop. So free baseball is always good to me.
First pitch from Brody Ferguson now on the mound is a called strike one.
A big change of pace when it comes to having a left-hander out there like Brody Ferguson with a very long, slow wind-up and release compared to having Ortega out there who pitches the contact. So it's going to be a different approach for the South Grand Prairie Warriors, but the lineup is full of right-handers, so it makes it a little bit harder for Ferguson.
Next pitch gets away from the catcher Roberto De Leon to the backstop. Ball one, strike one to the leadoff hitter Dalen Brooks.
Brooks has already been explosive. Got a double and a triple. He's halfway to a cycle. He got walked earlier.
1-1 delivery from Ferguson. The umpire walks away as if he was hit by that pitch. Seems to be a ball.
Johnny Pagan was reading my mind. He would play Shake It Off by Taylor Swift as the umpire walks away.
Coach Yelda comes down to talk to the home plate umpire. Yelda seems to feel like the last pitch from Ferguson hit his batter. Home plate umpire does not agree. And the count's 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Dalen Brooks. Get everybody reset and go forward again here. 2-1 delivery. Swung on and popped straight up in the infield. High pitch. Ortega camped under it and makes the catch, the new first baseman. Ortega and Ferguson just swap positions. Hop to first base is the first out here in the top 9th inning.
The first out that Dalen Brooks has faced today.
Yeah.
The first time they've been able to get him out successfully.
Yeah, he got a double, a triple, and then an intentional walk with a runner in scoring position in the 6th inning.
The only intentional walk I've seen all season. The other one was to Isaiah Henderson after he had the big week versus Halton.
That'll bring up Angel Arpero, the first baseman for the Warriors, and his first swing and a miss is strike one.
That's the big difference there from Brody Ferguson and Ramon Ortega is that the change of pace and the windup. Ferguson takes his time with that kick and fire. Ortega, he has a little bit more emphasis behind it.
That ball is stroked into center field for a clean base hit there by Angel Arpero. So the Warriors have a runner at first base here with 1 out. That'll bring up the pitcher, Zach Shepler, who's done an outstanding job on the mound. Looks like he's going to get somebody to run at first base. Coach Yelda is talking to the home plate umpire. And here comes the pinch runner.
Running at first base for South Grand Prairie, number 11, Matthew Smith.
As you see, a new pinch runner, a different one than we've seen earlier today. Bertman, I believe, may have been replaced by Matthew Smith.
There's probably a good reason for that.
2 double plays.
He has not been as sharp as he could be running at first, running on the base paths tonight. So Smith is going to get a chance here with the game on the line.
I believe you call that being future endeavored. Bertman may have been future endeavored to the bench for the rest of the night.
Ferguson's first pitch home called strike one on that outside corner. He's up 0-1 on Zach Shepler.
Yadi Pagan, the PA man, liked that line. Being future endeavored. Let's see what kind of speed Matthew Smith has at first if he has a chance to run.
Swung on and missed. Ferguson up in the count. No balls, 2 strikes to his counterpart, Zach Shepler. Shepler still on the mound. We did see somebody, there is still somebody warming up in the South Grand Prairie bullpen. We just can't see in the darkness down there who it is. Shepler may be replaced at the half inning. We shall see. 0-2 the count. Ferguson takes a look at first and comes home. Swung on and hit to left field. This one is a shot, but the left fielder is going to get under it. Alex Rojas makes the play out there. That ball looked like it had more potential than it did. in the end, but the long fly ball to left field, every play so critical here now. And Alex Rojas comes through in left field for the balls.
And on a night like this was a very calm night, not much wind in the air. Nothing was able to aid that ball out there to keep it either in or push it out. So it's a good job by Rios to get under it, not to make any mistakes, and Rojas to get under it, look it in, not to make any mistakes, and get the sure out number 2.
Giovanni Orozco up to bat. I'm sorry, Jake Ross up to bat, takes the first look, swinging strike 1.
Oh, looks like a switch hitter. He's lefty on lefty matchup now.
Ross got a base hit, but was caught in one of those double plays by the Volunteers. 0-1 pitch from Ferguson. A little bit inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jake Ross. They're at first base and 2 outs. Volunteers looking to take it to the bottom of the 9th inning with a chance to win. That ball swung on and hit. That one is going to the gap. It's going to get just in front of Jason Wheeler. The runner is comes to third, and Coach Yelda holds him up, puts the brakes on. Jake Ross in with a double to right center field. Angel Arpero makes it all the way to third on the play. And with 2 outs in the inning, the Warriors are in business.
That was a big hit by Ross. Ross found the gap. We have a lefty on lefty like that. Ross found the gap between Jason Wheeler and Jackson Turner out there. Wheeler, though, with a good throw, was able to keep the runner from getting in. He was able to get the ball back to Henderson on time to keep the runner stranded at third. So they have 2 runners on. I have a mound visit. Coach Johnson.
Yeah, Coach Johnson out there. We'll see if he's got the hook or if he just wants to settle his new pitcher, Ferguson, down a little bit with only 1 out to go in the inning here.
It's a good job by Coach Johnson to settle Ferguson down. Say, hey, we got 2 outs. All you got to do is get a ground ball anywhere to get in the infield. Try to get something in the air as a fly ball. That can get you out of this inning to let the bats come up to bat.
Yeah, that's just what it is. The long stroll for Coach Ferguson back to not Coach Ferguson, Coach Johnson. Ferguson on the mound after talking to Ferguson.
A lot of Fergusons, a lot of Johnsons. Brody Ferguson, you have now been upgraded to head coach.
That'll bring up the second baseman for the South Grand Prairie Warriors, Giovanni Orozco. With runners at second and third and 2 outs here, Brody Ferguson looking to tie the knot on the tourniquet here and keep the zeros on the board. First pitch, outside for ball 1. Bowie fans not real excited about that call. Every pitch critical here with the runners, the lead run just 90 feet away.
This has been very, very stressful.
1-0 pitch. Looks like the same place for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. First base is open. With 2 outs in the inning here.
Ross goes 0 for 3. Ferguson on Guerrero behind him is 1 for 3. So maybe they're going to let him on.
2-0 pitch goes to the second base. Vega is going to make the play. He throws to first. He is safe at first base, and the run scores.
Vega tried everything he could. He threw that ball back across his body. Ortega wasn't able to get that ball, but he did a good job of keeping the ball getting past him. Prevent the second run. But the run does guarantee the score, so now there's a 1-0 game.
1-0 South Grand Prairie with Jake Ross over to third, Giovanni Orozco at first. Still 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up Julian Guerrero, the catcher for South Grand Prairie.
Now it's going to be interesting going into the bottom of the 9th with a 1-0 lead for South Grand Prairie. Even if the inning holds the way it is now, if Scheffler is going to go out for a 9-inning complete game, or if he's hit his 110 pitch mark yet.
Bowie will be sending up their 2, 3, 4 hitters in the bottom of the 9th inning, so very good opportunity there for them. It is not over by a far stretch for these Bowie Volunteers, who we saw put a 4 spot on Lamar in the 8th inning. so they can score runs in bunches. That brings up number 16, Julian Guerrero, the catcher, with another runner at third base, and Orozco over at first. 2 outs here in the inning. In the top of the 9th. Swears to bunt. Runner takes off in second. The call is a strike at the plate. Nobody makes a play on Orozco, and he strolls down to second.
That's a good play there because it makes the infield have to stop and think, are you going to try to chase the runner at second? Because if you throw it down to second, Ross has good enough speed at third to make it home.
And, that may have been part of what Coach was talking about. This count goes to 0-2 on the batter at the plate.
What it does do, though, you basically gave the pitcher a free strike by telling Guerrero not to swing, just to let the ball go by.
0-2 pitch from Ferguson. Low and inside for ball 1. Tense situation here. South Grand Prairie 1, run on the board. Volunteers still looking to score. 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch from Ferguson. Swung on and missed, and Ferguson stops the bleeding here with the strikeout. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Bowie needs to get at least 1 run on the board. We will step aside and take a break and go visit extra visits to our sponsors tonight as we hit the middle of the 9th inning. This is fantastic high school baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 9th inning at the ballpark at Bowie. New pitcher on the mound during the break for South Grand Prairie, which is a sign of a change. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other materials, Eka Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them that Zap sent you. New pitcher on the mound is Arpero, switching Scheffler to first base, and Arpero now on the mound. Extra innings fans, we want to remind you are presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. If life is throwing you a few extra hassles you weren't prepared for, Chapman Cornelius can help you find the right coverage you need. Be sure to ask for April Chapman or Jason Ott when you call 817-265-3346. Extra innings presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services.
Pops, look, we have a different pitcher. It'd be number 26, Michael Matters, pitching for South Grand Prairie.
So it's not Arpero.
It's not Arpero. It's Michael Matters.
Madden?
Michael Maga. Michael Maga, 26.
So Scheffler pitched a stellar ball game tonight.
Seven strikeouts, no earned runs, and 2 hits allowed.
Volunteers sending Christian Uribe to bat first. Henderson on deck, Ortega in the hole. First pitch from Maggart is a swinging strike 1. And Uribe, good.
I'm sorry, Pops, go ahead.
I was just going to say, recap Uribe's night. He's 1 for 3 with a base hit and made it to third and was stranded there tonight. Fouled at the plate.
every Bowie, you take a different approach. With Shepler, you know he's a pitch to contact type of pitcher. And you want to come out swinging first pitch, second switch. With Maggart, you need to see what he has. You can't come out first pitch swinging like Uribe has done now. Now he's in an 0-2 hole already.
Maggart comes set on the mound. The 0-2 pitch home. Outside for ball one. Maggart looking for the sign from his catcher. 1-2 pitch to Uribe. Curveball catches him flat-footed for a hooking strikeout. One out in the inning will bring up Isaiah Henderson.
Situation like this, already down on the count. You swung at bad pitch to start the at bat. Might as well swing all the way through. There's no point of looking at a bad pitch. You swung at 2 bad pitches already to start the inning, start the bat.
That pitch seemed to have some good movement on it from left to right and curved right back over the plate. Caught Uribe looking. Henderson stepping in. One out in the inning. That ball's away for ball one.
It does. It looks like he's doing a good 2-seam fastball where it kind of tails back in. That's a lot. That's a lot to pick up, especially if you can find good placement on the outside of the plate like he's trying to now. Yeah, that's a good pitch there from Maggart.
Henderson with the 1-0 count on him. Swings at that pitch that tails away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's been the trend all night between Shepler and Maggart now, is that the batters are just chasing anything outside. If they see something kind of looks like it's going to break over the plate, and they're swinging at it.
2 balls, 1 strike now on the batter Henderson. Isaiah looking to start something here for the Volunteers in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pitches away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitter's count coming up here to Isaiah Henderson.
If he throws you another 2-seam fastball that looks like it's going to tail off and break back in, don't swing at it. It's going to be outside the plate.
3-1 pitch on the way. Inside, and that one hits the umpire too. Umpire's taking a beating back there tonight.
He has to just take a knee and walk it off. But yeah, hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's just a little grazed.
I've done that job before, and I have been hit. I feel for the man. Coach Yeldon's going to come out and take a little extra time. Give the umpire a chance to shake that one off.
Fans of Bowie's able to come back here in the bottom of the 9th. The Colts won across town. That means the Colts will be District 8-6A champions. If South Grand Prairie is able to hold on with a 1-0 lead and win this game, that means Arlington High will have to beat Martin at Martin High School, or he has to beat South Grand Prairie at South Grand Prairie High School later this week. Depending on the rain, will be depending on when that game is played.
Yeah. We just want to keep the rain away. Coach Yeldon's going to go out and talk to his infield about the situation here. We're just one runner on base with 1 out.
And as of now, the game is scheduled for Friday. We do have rain in the forecast the next 3 days, I believe.
Yeah.
So as long as there's no rain or thunder to keep the game from getting played, the game will be played Friday or possibly Saturday. We will keep you informed. Make sure you like Zach the Voice on all of the socials, Facebook, I believe Instagram as well, and YouTube. He will keep you up to date. Twitter as well. Our Twitter formerly known X, formerly known as Twitter. It's like Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince. It's just a symbol now. Make sure you follow Zach the Voice on all socials. He will keep you updated if something changes. As of now, game will be Friday, 7 p.m. South Grand Prairie High School, because they have a turf field and the game can get played there.
That'll bring up number 7. Roman Ortega started the game pitching tonight, now playing at first base. Runner at first, 1 out. Pitch is down in the dirt, ball 1.
Much like many of the other games Ortega has pitched this year, he has pitched a great game. The team behind him has had a hard time against the opposing pitcher. So maybe this one will be a different game. and maybe try to break that trend as we get closer to the playoffs.
That ball swung on and chopped to the left side. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. The bottom of the 9th inning. Runner going. Ball at the plate. Throw down to second base. Isaiah Henderson in there easily. Runner in scoring position for the Balls with 1 out. 2 balls, 1 strike at the plate. Can the Balls get a clutch hit there and bring us an exciting end to this fantastic ball game? Count 2-1 at the plate. Ortega outside, looks at that one. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Isaiah Henderson out at second base in scoring position in the bottom of the 9th inning. Need to get 1 to tie here.
South Grand Prairie does have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen if it gets to that point.
And that pitch is high for ball 4, and Ortega will take up position at first base. 2 consecutive walks now by Michael Maggart. Jot, you mentioned that there's somebody warming up in the bullpen for South. Brody Ferguson due up. We're going to get a pinch runner at first base for the Volunteers. It's like nevertheless, the Volunteers have runners at first and second. And Brody Ferguson up to bat. Brody has a double to his credit tonight in the 2nd inning.
Running at first base for the Volunteers, number 2, Josue Martinez.
Josue Martinez now the runner at first base for Ortega. You can cut the tension here with a knife at the ballpark at Bowie. Maggart comes home with the first pitch. It's a curveball called strike 1. Henderson at second. Ortega or Martinez running for him at first. Second baseman and catcher want to have a visit with Maggart on the mound. Only 1 out here. Fantastic opportunity for Bowie to get in this one.
Base hit in the gap here brings a run home. You can afford a strikeout because you still have an out left to play with Wheeler on deck. But you want to try to get a base hit here. A base hit gets you 1 run in.
Oh, 1 pitch from Maggart. Swung on and just tapped into the infield. The third baseman Carranza plays it over to first. Gets the out over there.
Now batting for the Volunteers, the right fielder, number
5-3 put out is the second out of the inning. But the tying run is now just 90 feet away.
Winning runs at second. So a base hit can win this game for you. Really needs to find the ball that he pushes.
That is true. The fortunes of baseball. It can turn in a second. Two outs in the inning. 2 runners at second and third. Wheeler at the plate. First pitch from Maggart. Low in the dirt for ball 1.
Henderson's going to get a good lead off of third. They're going to see if they can get something to make Maggart try the wild pitch in the dirt. Make him start looking more at third and at second and not pay attention to the man at the plate.
Tying run for Bowie, just 90 feet away. That pitch from Maggart is inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 runners on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. From the ballpark at Bowie. Maggart comes set. Pitch home. Curveball catches that outside corner for a called strike 1.
And that's an interesting pitch there, an interesting call because the play before the ball looked like it was more over the plate on the 1-0 than that 2-0 there that broke away. But now it's 2-1. Wheeler has a chance to just look for something to hit.
2-1 pitch stays outside for ball 3.
That's what
Maggart bends over in distress, not getting that call.
And that's what it does when you give a call on the pitch that's outside that looks like a ball. Now the pitcher's going to go back to it, expecting that same call. Consistency is what you ask for out of your umpires.
3-1 pitch is inside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Volunteer at first, volunteer at second, volunteer at third, and Coach Yelda's coming out to the mound.
I think we're getting the pitching change. The kid in the bullpen, he stopped warming up.
Umpire's going to go out and talk to Yelda. I'm not sure why he's not getting a timeout here. Little discussion there between first and third. Yelda goes back to the dugout.
Probably because he's had multiple mound visits already where they've had discussing defensive strategy.
Bring up Roberto De Leon for the Volunteers. He did get a walk and was nailed at home by a great throw from the center fielder, Dalen Brooks, back in the 5th inning. Other than that, De Leon's been quiet tonight. Great opportunity here with 2 outs in the inning and the bases loaded. The first pitch from Maggart. Down low for ball 1. Nowhere to put him, John.
Nowhere to put him. It's just a matter of De Leon has to be patient to wait for something to hold him to hit. Other than that, just take what you have. Don't swing until you need to.
That pitch is fouled off to the right side over the first base dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to Roberto De Leon. Bowie fans totally behind their team, chanting encouragement. 1-1 pitch from Maggart. Outside, almost gets away from Guerrero, but he blocks it like a hockey goalie.
Good job by Guerrero. He knew the stakes there. If that ball got past, that's a guaranteed tying run.
As it is, 2 balls and 1 strike at the plate to De Leon.
South Grand Prairie fans that made the trip, they're here all the way for the team.
That pitch is a called strike 1 on that inside corner. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The Deuces are 3 runners on. 2 in scoring position here for Bowie. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped, foul. Coach Crowdos will make the play. Get the ball back to Maggart. Count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now you have to protect. You have to protect the plate. You need something. Maggart knows that you're going to swing. A lot of these guys from Bowie, first pitch swinging or swinging the balls outside. So look out for that 2 seam that's going to go outside. The Volunteers can't hit outside pitches as of late.
2-2 delivery. Curveball gets him looking. De Leon goes down on strikes. And that is the ball game.
What we say? You can't hit things outside. 2-2. Well, I know a breaking pitch is coming. You got to know a breaking pitch is coming. You got to swing at it if you can, because that ball is getting called. That pitch is getting called every time. Breaking pitch, curveball, 2-seam, outside all night.
Fans, we're going to step away for 1 more break from a sponsor, and we'll be back with the John Wade Roofing postgame show right after this.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Fans, welcome back to the ball field at Bowie. We're going to step aside here just for a second. Take a look at your camera. You see all of the volunteer players and all of the South Grand Prairie players gathering around the mound to pray for the young man that was injured. I'll be quiet in this moment of silence. a moving tribute from the volunteer players with the South Grand Prairie players around the mound, praying for the South Grand Prairie baseball player that was injured in a car accident last night. It was a very serious injury. He's in the hospital. We have mentioned it a couple of times throughout the course of the evening. We feel like South Grand Prairie is a member of our Zach Arnold Productions family, as we air 2 games from them every year for the years in the past, and now we're airing games again, or 4 of their games are on Zach Arnold Productions. And I met with Coach Yelda at the beginning of the game before we got started and expressed our concern and our prayers from Zach Arnold Productions, all the staff here for the young man. You heard Yadi Pagan maybe say that this is a bigger issue than baseball, and we want to see this young man hopefully recover and recover fully. And our prayers are with the South Grand Prairie family as they face this tragedy and pull through in this 1-0 win here tonight. This very well played ball game here at Bowie High School. Fans, we want to remind you this is the John Wade Roofing post-game show. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy on the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs or gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more. 817-265-5520. Fans, we also want to direct your attention to all of the Zach Arnold Productions socials at Zach the Voice and on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and on YouTube. And look for the GoFundMe account for the young man in the hospital from Grand Prairie, South Grand Prairie High School, as the medical expenses are going to mount quickly. And if you are able, we would like you to donate to that cause. It is a legitimate cause for this baseball team, and we encourage you to check that out. John, what a ball game here this evening. It was just a fantastic pitching duel. What are your thoughts on this game?
First, I want to say my prayers do go up to the young man who was involved in the accident last night. It was a very good job by his team. Your teammate and your brothers pick you up no matter what. These are your teammates for life. Once you leave high school, these are your teammates. You may not see them again. You may be best friends with them every day. But these are your brothers for life. So good job by his teammates to pick them up. From South Grand Prairie, Shepler pitched a great game. He gave up no hits, 7 strikeouts. His breaking pitch, that curve, slurve, that outside breaking pitch was dangerous against Bowie. They had a hard time picking up anything outside, but that has been the trend for the Volunteers all season. Going back to the game where they got shut out versus Sam Houston, Mark Ramos had a similar game. Anything outside. Last week, Casada from Lamar, same thing. Anything outside. The Volunteers have struggled all season hitting. You can't have games where your leadoff man, Jackson Turner, has no hits. Isaiah Henderson has no hits, but he made on base with a walk. Ortega had no hits, and he makes on base with a walk. Because if your 1 through 4 aren't hitting, 5 through 9 on this team is not going to pick you up.
Yeah.
The one hit that you had 5 through 9 that was crucial was Brody Ferguson with the double in the second inning, but you stranded him on base. You cannot continue doing that because if you end up in a spot where you have a home field type advantage for the playoffs, you can't go back-to-back weeks of not scoring at home. Last week versus Lamar, they didn't score at home until the 7th inning. This week, same thing. They didn't score at home at all tonight. A few weeks ago versus Sam Houston, they didn't score at home at all that night either. So that's 3 nights at home when home field advantage is crucial going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and the name of the game is clutch hits. I mean, going into that bottom of the 9th inning, in the middle of the inning there, they had the bases loaded. With 1 out, they had a runner in scoring position, and they just spent the night with runners in scoring position several times and can't get that clutch hit to bring in the run. So the Bowie Volunteers will drop to 8-5 in district action and stay in 3rd place. South Grand Prairie improves to 10-3. Arlington High improves to 11-2 in district play, and is staying atop the top of the heap there in District 8-6A. They do not clinch the district championship tonight with this win by South. So South is chipping at their heels, okay? But the district action is still very tight, and the seeding is what we're playing for right now. So, Ortega for Bowie pitched a fantastic ball game. He just didn't have the run support from his offense tonight.
And that seems to be one of the things for Bowie that has kind of hurt them all year. When Ortega and Ferguson are on the mound, and even the one game Jackson Turner was on the mound earlier this year, the run production kind of drops.
Yeah.
And something along the way bites them, either an error or leaving the bases loaded or not be able to get hits. When Isaiah Henderson's on the mound, it seems to be something different. You understand he's your ace. The game goes by differently. He's striking out, so you have that energy from the fact that the pitcher's striking out. But if you want to be a team that's not just a playoff team, but a team that advances past the second, third round, you have to help your second pitcher and your third pitcher. And this is I believe, the third or fourth game at home, primarily, that your pitcher that's not Isaiah Henderson cannot get any run production.
Yeah.
Sam Houston was the same way. A few weeks ago versus Lamar was the same way. Tonight, the same way. If you can't get hits at home, and you can't help out anybody not named Henderson,
right,
you are going to struggle.
True that. Okay, we're going to look forward to the rest of the week. We've mentioned a couple of times that we're expecting rain. That's why we played here tonight. We were supposed to be at South Grand Prairie tonight, but we flipped fields. And if it's wet on Friday night, the game is at South Grand Prairie where they have all turf. And hopefully we'll be able to get that game in for the Bowie versus South series on the back end. On the other side of town, Arlington High playing Martin on Friday night. That game is scheduled to be at Martin. They have a natural turf field and a lot of dirt and a lot of mud potentially. So sign up for all of the Zach Arnold Production socials at Zach the Voice on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X, and of course on YouTube. And we will keep you up to date on where and when any games might be rained out and or rescheduled. So keep up with that as you go out through the rest of the week. But that'll do it for us here from the ballpark at Bowie. South Grand Prairie 1, Bowie Volunteers 0. And we'll take it home from here. John, thank you for your call with me tonight. Enjoyed working with you again. Hope you get over the jet lag, and we'll be back strong again on Friday night. But that'll do it from the ballpark at Bowie. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you on Friday. Good night.